What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to Behind the Ramble. I'm, of course, Jimmy, and tonight it's a solo stream. It's not due to the game that we're watching, I promise. But Jord has had to, and this is where part-timers come into it, I'm afraid. He's had to give Mrs. Motson some time. So give him some stick when you see him. Still, absolutely. Jord has done a fantastic job on this channel, and I thank him so much for helping us grow, because we're past that 1,000 subscriber target now. Absolutely amazing. Thank you to everybody. And I'm hoping that this week I'll be able to get some live content out that's not necessarily directly football related. I know a few have asked me about the transition to full-time rambling and how that's worked out and how I balance things and how do I find it now that I'm doing this. And I can tell you that I'm busier than I have ever been. I know there's somebody in the chat that I want to thank straight away. He won't like me doing this, but John Asquith, my business coach, action coach Sheffield, has been one of the driving forces behind this move. He's been supporting me from very, very early on. I can't thank you enough, mate. You are a huge inspiration to what we've done with this channel. So thank you, pal. Tonight we're here to watch one of them games, really. One of them games that, look, I like to try and put a positive spin on things, as you know. I'm just trying to get this bit. I can tell my daughters have been in here because there's crumbs on my keyboard. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's a professional environment. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them games where if I'm putting a positive twist on it, we can't lose tonight. We can't lose. There's a different way of looking at it, like, oh, we don't really like any result that happens. But we could look at it the other way and say, well, if Burnley win, they close the gap to 2 points on us, and that's not great. But they've played a game more. We're still in front of them. We can even afford to not beat Leeds. Let's go that far. Let's probably say that. So if Burnley win, they close the gap. But they've also played a game more than us, haven't they? They're also beating our rivals, our arch rivals. Let's not forget about that. A point moves Burnley slightly closer to us. The Wendies remain in mid-table obscurity. Absolutely fine with that as well. So that's probably, I think, gauging the comments, because obviously I'm fortunate enough, we've got a brilliant community now that it gives me a small sample size of the fan base, and that tends to be the general opinion. I don't know if you probably hear that because it sounds pretty loud. I've got game on obviously on in background. So that tends to be the preferred result tonight, a draw, because a lot of us can't bring ourselves to cheer for the blue half. Because if the blue half win, then they remain in mid-table obscurity. So they will argue that they move level on points with sixth in the league in terms of the playoff spots. But let's be right, they're not getting any playoffs, are they? They're not getting any playoffs, not a chance. And that is me risking being clipped. But this is Sheffield Wednesday we're talking about. If they didn't have that manager, they would be trying to leapfrog Luton Town right now. So more power to them and all that. But I'll struggle to cheer for him tonight, if I'm honest. But obviously that result means Burnley have played one more game and remain 5 points away from us. It means it's pretty much, and this, we don't like to think of it like this, but it's pretty much a free hit against Leeds United on Monday. So, and there's no free hits in this league. We can go first. I'm talking about in the barest sense. So let me know what you think. I want to know what results you want to see tonight. Which way do you want the game to go? I cannot get behind them. Look, everybody knows that Leeds are the ones that are at the top of my list for teams to beat because of where I am, because of where I got brought up. But we do not want to give an inch to the blue half, do we? We don't. We just don't. So let me know what you think. I'm going to jump into some comments now. We're back again, says David. Absolutely. Commitment all the way. You know that, pal. And John, obviously, I didn't read your comment, but thank you again, pal. I don't know how I feel tuning into this. Well, I don't know how I feel watching it, pal, but this is business, in it, pal, as you tell me all the time. Sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do for the good of the company, and that's what we're here for. Ian says, evening, got to look at the bigger picture and hope that Burnley drop points. That's as far as I'm prepared to commit to a preferred result. Yeah, I think we're at splinters. Have we got splinters, Ian? Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. Jace says, I'll be happy with a draw. Can't bring myself to want the pig scum to win, and no way, not in my lifetime. Yeah, okay. Paul says, are you wanting one of our ramblers? He's saying, are you wanting the pigs to win, Jimmy? Difficult question, I know. Not at the minute, I'm not. In all honesty, I'm not. But as the game gets going, logic says we should want Sheffield Wednesday to win this game. Taking our stubborn Sheffield United head off, we should want. Oh no, Scott. Oh no. Oh no. We can't. We can't. Evening, Jim, says Ev. Jamie Dumpling. Christ, Scott Parker's dull in interviews. Yes, but he looks good in that jacket. Let's be right. It's worth spending $5 grand on a jacket into. Let's be right. I'll be happy with the draw tonight. Can't bring myself. Yeah, I know. You. Okay, we've got that one. Ramble on LinkedIn. Yes, we are on LinkedIn. Look, I'm a professional outfit now, Jamie. You know what I mean? I know you've done some content for the channel, and thank you very much for your contribution. Jamie did one of our Ramble on the roads, and it went down very well. I would argue the best match footage that we've had so far. Got the ONNNN goal at Luton. Really, really well done, mate. Yes, we're on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn. If you search for Blades Ramble, you'll find us. If you search for Jimmy Smith, you'll find me. So, yeah, that's for any sponsors out there that are interested in working with the Ramble. Where's George, says Jamie. He's out with Mrs. Motson tonight. I think he's away for that weekend, actually, because I'm doing... So in fact, we might as well plug what we've got on, aren't we? Because that's where we do things, I suppose. So at the minute, we've got this out. Ramble Rundown with Connor. Filmed some footage with Connor, if you haven't already seen, at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane this week. And yeah, Connor's giving us a rundown of how he thinks the Leeds will line up, how he thinks the game might go. That is out now for anybody wanting to have a look. It's usually part of our warm-up, but it was an extended one because he don't half waffle on. So... yeah, and I can ramble, believe it or not. So Connor and myself got together, prepared for the Leeds game a little bit. And also as part of that, I've done a Born to be Wilder. So if you missed the warm-up earlier tonight over on the Blades Ramble, you can see Born to be Wilder, which is where I give you my team for the Leeds game. Let me know if you agree or not. There's a couple of controversial shouts in them. Well, certainly one that some may disagree with. I'm open to that. I'm open to that. Coming tomorrow to the main channel, the Blades Ramble. The man mountain himself gives us a view from the mountain. And some Platinum Ramblers have already seen this. What an unbelievable piece. This is Paul's first solo piece for the channel. Brilliant, mate. So proud of him. He's done a brilliant job with this. He's breaking down, can we beat Leeds United? Where are the key battles? He looks at Sheffield United defence versus Leeds attack. He looks at the key battles in midfield. He looks at Sheffield United attack versus Leeds defence, whichever way around I said the previous one. So, yeah, it were a really interesting piece. I'm going to try and nudge him to do a little bit more of them, but obviously it's a God bless you job for Paul. So it's a lot of work that he puts in. So I thank him for everything he's contributed so far and continues to do for the channel. But he's always welcome, is my overall message. They're interviewing a sausage roll now. What has TV come to? How will it finish? This is also out tomorrow with myself and Connor. This is where we look at the final table. I didn't do a championship predictions table. It is something that a lot of content creators do. And now that I'm full-time, it's probably something that I'll look at doing. I didn't feel like I was informed enough, in all honesty, on all the teams prior to the season beginning. I was too engrossed in what Sheffield United were doing. But this time, I'm going to have a little bit more time on my hands. I said that. I've been busier than I've ever been working full-time and doing Ramble part-time. But I'm going to probably look at doing that next year. But this is like a snapshot now as to where we think everybody finishes. So we pick our 3 teams to go down each. We pick our playoff spots. We pick our champions. And, yeah, if you want to give that a watch, that'll be out at 12 tomorrow. And just to circle back round to the point that Jamie originally mentioned, or that I were mentioning to Jamie, was I'm back tomorrow at 12:15 for a 12:30 kickoff on Behind the Ramble for Sunderland versus Hull. Hope to see you there, where hopefully, and there's no doubt about who we want to win that result, we want a Regan Slater screamer into the top corner for a 1-0 Hull, and that will hopefully put Sunderland to bed, and we can forget about them being in a 4-horse race. It'll soon become, hopefully a 3-horse race, soon to be a 2-horse for the title. Whew, there we go. Ian says, remember, Jimmy, no wild celebration. If the Wendies score, the clip merchants will have a field day. Look, that is the nature of the beast on YouTube, Ian. I have to be honest, and I'll give you my genuine reaction. That's all I can promise. I'm not going to temper anything, but I can't see myself cheering for him. I can't. Never done it before. I can't see it happening. You got your bedding out for the snooze fest. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for helping promote the channel, pal. Really appreciate it. For one night only. Come on, Piggies, Helen. So she's absolutely right. Thank you for being open and honest. It doesn't sit well with a lot of us, does it? Jamie Dumpling saying, please, Piggies, do a job. I understand it. I understand it. I should probably join you, but it's a difficult one, isn't it? Tom says, evening, Jimmy, for the second time. Really enjoyed the warm-up for Leeds on Monday, pal. Never thought I'd be supporting them, like, even though not all of you are. They don't want to win, so works for me. Yeah, okay. Okay. Ev says, will never bring myself to support them. 0-0, please. Well, chances are that's got to be the most backed scoreline tonight, hasn't it? 0-0 with Burnley's recent form. Just wondering, Jim, if Andy the Blade is the same as you when hating Leeds more than Wednesday. No, I don't think he is, to be honest. And look, you could ask him at different times, and he might give you a different answer. And that's not because he wavers. That's because obviously I don't know. In fact, I'll ask him, Ev, and I'll come back to you. But I think because he's an Attercliffe boy, so he was brought up in Sheffield. He moved to West Yorkshire when he was 11, which is why I've been brought up this side. But he has still got that Wendy's ingrained, because all the family friends that he grew up with and things, they're either red or blue. So obviously moving across here, a lot of his mates now, like a lot of my mates, are Leeds or Huddersfield even. So again, I'll ask him and we'll see next time he comes on, because he will be back on soon, hopefully. Sarah says, I want Wednesday to win. My love for United is way greater than my hate for that lot. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles. Thank you, Sarah. That's fair to say. Math says, Leeds fan here. Victory for the Owls. P.S. Love your channel, marching on together. Thank you, Math. Really appreciate that, pal. I was saying on Blades Ramble earlier, I think this sort of collaboration that me and Connor have started doing, just because we enjoy like streaming together and sort of going back and forth, it's been really beneficial for both channels. I think it's brought the fan base a little bit closer, if I'm honest. Certainly the circles that we both mix in. So yeah, thank you for coming. And all we ask on this channel, which you all have been, and the Blades Ramble obviously, is that you're respectful of each other in the comments. That counts for our lot as well when relating to the Leeds fans. So everybody's allowed their opinion. It's all banter, isn't it? So while we've got you here, they've got the teams up on Sky. So they're saying Burnley are going with a 4-2-3-1. It's Connor Roberts, Egan Riley, Steve and Pires as left back. Okay. Lauren and Cullen in the middle. Jaden Anthony on the right. Marcus Edwards starts on the left. Hannibal in the 10 and Zian Fleming, who's not a 9, in the 9. So that'll be interesting. We shall see. The Wendies line up with Jeremy Beadle in goal. Watch out. Beadle's about. They've got a Valerie at right back, Ihekwe, Max Lowe at centre-half, and Marv Johnson at left-back. Well, game, set, match. Game, set, match. Just switch and put Marcus Edwards over to right wing, and that's it done. Barry Bannon's back in the 10. So rumours that he were out for the derby. He's not right. Gassama's on the right. Windass on the left. Armstrong and Charles in the holding position. And whoever it was that was left is up front. Let me see, because I've got the teams here. So, it's Michael Smith, isn't it, up front? Yeah, so I'm not sure they've got that team right. I think Stuart Armstrong will be in the 10, if I'm honest. And Bannon will be further back with Shea Charles. But I may be wrong. I don't watch him. So I don't care enough about him, if I'm honest. So we shall see what happens tonight. They're out on the pitch as we speak. Where did we get to in the comments? Matthew says, love watching you and Connor at the lane. So funny. Sorry, but come on, the Pigs. Why would you not? They're not in our league. Yeah, that's a fair point, Matthew. That's a fair point. Scott says, Pigs are poo when they have Lowe at centre-back. So Max Lowe is left centre-back tonight and Marv Johnson is left-back. Come on, you. Wendy says, right, who's a Leeds fan. It's a lot easier for you to say, pal. Say it with me, Jimmy. No, I'm not. Neil says, evening, Jimmy. It don't feel right wanting the Pigs to win in the cold light. It's a big help to us just in case we drop points. Yeah, it's the sensible. Maybe I'm just being too stubborn, Neil, and maybe I'll come round to it as the game goes on. Andy says, evening, Jimmy. How's Connor? Is he holding your camera? Tough one to pick a side to back tonight, but it's got to be a draw. Can't back the grunts, up the Blades, up the Ramble, up all the Rambles. There you go. Paul Walker says, love how the Ramble is growing. Like and subscribe. Up the Blades. So do I, and I am so, so grateful. I don't want to come across as sort of always being overly like, thank you, but I cannot tell you how appreciative I am. I'm all in on it now, and it's with your support that I'm able to do that. So thank you to everybody that's come over and helped us out with that. You know, that ref looks like a right beast. Stephen Martin. Unbelievable. Right, okay, I'm not going to say boo to him. Feel 0-0 on Monday. Just think we'll cancel each other out marching on together, says Math. I think Leeds miss a penalty in the 93rd minute. I'll take that. When you say miss a penalty, you mean Michael Cooper saves it, don't you? Obviously, that'll be fine. Ray says, come on, Burnley. I think I'm all over the place. All the rambles, like and subscribe. I get it, Ray. I get it, pal. Don't like Leeds, but I hope we both go up so Connor and Jimmy can continue the rivalry, says Paul, next season. Good evening, Jimmy, says James. Never mind, Jord. Where's your dad? Wendy's will buckle under Burnley. Looking at their uploads, they're already making their excuses. Just hoping for Super Monday. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. I did ask Andy the Blade if he fancied stepping in. He said he didn't want to be first reserve for anybody. He didn't really. I think he might be out tonight. What were he doing tonight? Yeah, I think he's out tonight. I might be wrong. We've kicked off, by the way. I'm on 29, 30, 31, 32 seconds. I'm working on getting a timer on the screen. Apologies that it isn't there yet. Donna McGilligan, love that. Oh, dear me. Happy to see Regan Slater on the thumbnail for tomorrow. Good omen. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, Ian. I know you've been the one that pointed that out to me in the first place. Hannibal just loses possession at Wendy's recover. Mr. Vancouver. Unbelievable. Already a massive super chat on the Blades Ramble and another huge super chat over on Behind the Ramble. Thank you, pal. Wow. Really appreciate it. You don't have to do that. Evening again, Jimmy. I know you won't say it, so I will. Come on, you unclean pigs. Bash the Burnley from our rear view mirror. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up Behind the Ramble, up the full-time Ramble, up all the Rambles. Like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. Hope England's ball boy doesn't chuck one in his own net tonight, says Tom. That's Jeremy, isn't it? Jeremy Beadle. Hello, Jimmy. 3 sendings off tonight will suffice. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. 3 each, that is. Glyn says, we'll batter these 3-0. You're welcome. Oh, Glyn, who are you then? Are you Wendy? Or are you? No, you can't be. Wendy's won't be over here. No, you've got to be Burnley, aren't you? Listen, I don't. Oh, Wendy's crossing to the box. Oh, it's just over the head of the Burnley of everybody, to be fair. Jaden Anthony back to recover. Oh, it looks like Jaden Anthony's out on the left, which is interesting, which means Marcus Edwards, the superstar signing, will likely be out on the right. Oh, Burnley just struggling to clear, and it's a corner. Corner to Wednesdays. Oh. Come on, pigs. See you all in. Up the Blades, says Torquay Blades. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Hello, Jim, Leeds fan here, for your great content. Thank you, mate. Like and subscribe, up the Ramble. Won't go as far as up the Blades. Don't expect that. Thank you, pal. Lucas Perez, who I think is a bit of a weak link for Burnley, hasn't been starting in this left-back position. As far as I'm aware, apologies to Joe from Turfcast and Vizzy, the lads might be able to put me right there. And any of you in the chat, Glyn maybe, but I'm not convinced about Perez. Wednesday corner then. Ref just making it about him for a minute. Corner comes in, right-footed out swinger. Makes a Wednesday head. Oh, it were like a stabbed foot from, I don't know who that is. So he gets headed out a little bit. No, it's just like he leans back and just taps at it on the volley, and it tips the outside of the post and just goes wide. Ooh, early scare for Burnley there. All rivalries aside, says Joe, how on earth of a Wednesday in contention for a playoff spot and a chance of Premier League football shows how poor the league quality is. I agree. And I think there is a huge gulf between the top 4. And this isn't arrogance. This is because we've had significant investment in our side, as have all 4 of the top 4 sides. But I think that is evident into the drop off then. There's also some disappointing sides in there. Borough have got enough about them to be having a better go at it than they are. West Brom should be doing a little bit better, but have been disjointed this season. So there's some teams in there with good players. But like for Wendy's, and this is sort of a backhanded compliment, really. They're doing really well with a terrible team. So Danny Roll's got a lot to do with that. He's a very good manager. Without him, I think they would be in a relegation battle, but it just shows how you can do in this league. Look at Plymouth picking up results now. Another long ball forward and Burnley clear. Matthew says, I heard there's a doubt with Bogle and Solomon for Monday. Come from Leeds managers, so I've been told. Solomon, he said, hasn't trained all week. I haven't heard the doubt about Bogle. Timer, please. Jamie, all right. If you want to tell us how to do it, Jamie, you can do it. Connor's going to show me how to do it, he said. So we'll sort it. We'll get it sorted soon. Well, he didn't say that, but well, he did actually. Another header from Wednesday, collected by Jeremy Beadle. He was about. What other one? Oh, you've been framed that Jeremy Beadle did. Looking forward to seeing you celebrate a Wednesday goal, says Timmy. I'm not sure if that'll happen. Look like a little bit of a push there as well on one at Wendy, lads. Parker touchline ban out of Wilder, Parker and Farker. We've done that before, haven't we? Wilder is the last one, I'd guess, to be the only one not banned. I didn't know Parker had a touchline ban. I must have missed that when they were interviewing him. But I only caught front end of it because we were coming live. David says, glad to be here, Jimmy. Don't want Burnley to catch us or the unclean in the playoffs, so I'm going for a draw. Fair do. Sarah can't stand Hannibal. No. I mean, he's very unlikable, isn't he? He strikes me, though, as one of those players that if he were playing for you and your side, you'd back him. And I get that. Sam says, is this the same referee who refereed us not long ago? I don't know. Don't know, Sam, to be fair. I'm not, I don't. Referees all blend into one for me, to be honest, unless they stand out as having a poor game. Hey, up, pal, how's it going? It's going well, thank you, Jamie. I'm not bad at all. I'm not looking forward to Monday night. I'm hoping we win, though. Absolutely right. Well, in front of me are you, Jace? So I'm on 6 minutes and 7, 8, 9. And that's a legit Sky stream. So maybe it's the stream that you're getting slightly delayed, maybe. Jaden Anthony gets tackled. But is that Gassama who sends Valerie on their own? And it's got to be a free kick, that. It's not. Did well there, Gassama. So maybe it's a bit of a scouting mission who we can pinch off them if we get promoted. Tom says, there's something satisfying about making your mortal enemy work for you. Yes, I love that context. I love that way of thinking, Tom. Let's do that. Come on, Wednesday. Win it for us. Win it for Sheffield United. Right, here's Gassama again, who hasn't looked that bad, to be fair. And just as I said that, he gives possession away. Yeah, there we go. Don't mind jinxing them lot. Can do that all day long. Parker puts Perez in when we need to be more attacking. Normally plays. Yeah, it's Humphreys, isn't it? That's right, Glyn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, interesting switch that. So he's going for it tonight then. Interesting. Do you see a dark horse getting into the playoffs? Coventry potentially, says Sam. Yeah, I think it'll be Coventry. But again, another cheap little plug. How will it finish? 12 o'clock tomorrow. You'll find out how me and Connor think we'll end up, or where everybody ends up, in the promotion places, in the playoffs, and in the relegation zone. Leeds fan here. What result are we all wanting, says AJR? Oh, mate. I still don't know. I don't want a Burnley win. I think I'm pretty much settled on that. Here come Wendy's. Stuart Armstrong wins a corner. They've started all right, to be fair. Can't stand S6, says Jamie, but just hope they win tonight. Chris is conflicted. Wendy's with a 4-4-2. Interesting. All Blades, aren't we? Says North. Absolutely right, we are. Rye says, come on, Wednesday. We need to help the better side of Sheffield. There you go, Jimmy. Yes. Yes, Rye. Timmy says, it's not crazy to think you play a Wednesday in the playoffs. It's not crazy to think you play a Wednesday in the playoffs. Timmy. Bannon. Corner. And it's a free kick because they're that daft to fouling people in the box. Free kick to Burnley. Kelly says, come on, Wednesday, win it for the red and white Wizards. Chris says, come on, you. No, can't say it. That Gassama's a good player, says Jamie Dumpling. Wendy's a boss in it, says Ian. They're on top, aren't they? That's fair to say. Jamie says, up the Blades. Paul says, when you and Connor were at the lane, was he getting sized up for a Blades shirt? Do you know, it was funny, actually, because we spent ages. I think we spent 5 maybe 6 hours filming different bits of content. We've got 3 videos for his channel, 2 for mine. We had a meeting as well in and around it with about different things. So, and then as we came out of the place we'd filmed, the box, I took him round and I says, "Come on, we're going in shop." And he's like, "No, we're not going in shop." Walking towards shop, and they must have had a signing on Wednesday. I think it was with Hamza Chowdhury and a couple of others. And so they shut the shop early. Shutters were just coming down just as I were walking Connor towards the shop. So maybe it's just not meant to be. We'll see. We'll see. Danny says, "Evening, Jimmy. Burnley looks shocking so far. How do you see the game going?" I don't mind how the game goes, Danny, to be honest. I don't want a Burnley win, but this start worries me slightly for the derby, for one. But overall, Burnley and Sunderland have got to be better than us, considerably better than us as well in terms of results. So if this is Burnley's best, are we that worried? Are we that worried? I mean, I'm not dismissing them. I think they're a good side. They've certainly got the quality in the side to do it, but they're not looking great at the moment. And we're 10 minutes into one game. So let's not get carried away, I suppose. But they don't look formidable, do they? I always watch United and I think, I always see all the holes. And I think that's a natural thing to do with your own side. But I'm seeing a few holes for Burnley already here. Interesting. Sausage roll, says North. Are you doing a watch along on Monday? No, Kel, I'm not. I'm at the game. Connor's at the game. So depending on the result, I was saying on Blades Ramble, we might do some content, but I'll be watching the game in the ground. It won't be part of a watch along. I'll be going at triple point before the game, as per. But we might do some content afterwards. But it's fair to say, if they beat us, I might not want to do any content with him. And if we beat them, he might not want to do any content with me. So I can understand that as well. So maybe if it's a draw, then you might get some cheeky content out of us on Monday night. Just done some research on Stephen Martin, says Sam, and he hasn't refereed us yet this season. He refereed us in 21-22 in our 6-2 win against Peterborough, then our 2-0 win against Barnsley. Good omen for United then, Sam. Nice, pal. Michael says, "Jimmy, what is the goal difference between Burnley and the Blades?" Let's have a cheeky little look at that for you, Michael. I don't think we're far away. I think they're in front of us because of that 5-0, aren't they? Not 5-0 against Plymouth. We're at 5-0 or 5-1. Yeah, they're on 30. We're on 24. So they're in front. 6 in front of us. Here come Wendy again. Shea Charles out wide, crossed into the box. It's too deep, but it's cleared for a corner. Connor Roberts. Interesting. They've not started great, Burnley. How are you feeling, Glyn? Let me know. Connor taken quickly, whipped in by Bannon. Ooh. Offside. Spacing behind Wednesday. Yeah. They're not. They're playing well. I've got to call it as I see it, to be honest. But talk about picking holes in Burnley. There's loads of gaps in their game as well. I think Wilder will go with a back 5 Monday, says Matt. I hope not. Just full on go for it. Yeah, I'd urge you to watch Man Mountain's breakdown on it tomorrow. It's out at 9 o'clock. Platinum Rambler's seen it already, but it's out at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And he breaks down which possible way we could go, talks through it. I know. I'm going to read this and I feel sick myself. Sorry, John. Don't like you shouting Bannon. Not sure I'll last watching this one. Mate, I felt immediately disloyal. I know. It just, straight it back after this. Neil says, "Jimmy, did I hear you right? Connor's going to an actual game and not doing some weird OnlyFans in his bedroom with coloured boots." Neil, harsh. Look, to be fair, and I can't speak for Connor, but I can only assume it's a business decision that he's taken in terms of he, like me, is full time with his channel, and his watch alongs do very good numbers. So he still gets to watch the game, but obviously he's earning at the same time. So that's maybe a conscious decision he's made to do watch-alongs instead of attending the games. Also, he's not local to Leeds anymore. So again, I don't want to speak for him, but I think that does play into his thinking a little bit. You've got to recognise the situation, I suppose. He's refereed 2 Sheffield Wednesday games. They're 2-0 win against Norwich and they're 3-1 win away at Oxford, says Sam. So 2 wins for this ref. 2 wins for Sheffield United, 2 wins for Sheff Wednesday. Interesting. Glyn says, 10 minutes gone, man. Give your heads a wobble. Burnley will get a foothold eventually. All right. Rattled. All right. Jeremy Beadle nearly offers them up away in. Oh, cheeky little run there from Marv. Oh, Shea Charles should have hit it. Bottled it. Oh, how have they not scored? Should have scored. Stuart Armstrong there. Ball played across the 6-yard box, and Armstrong played it across the keeper like he should have done. And it's just trickled wrong side of the post for a Wednesday night. Oh, Gassama whips it in quickly. Armstrong does decent to get some contact to it, but you've got to hit target from 6 yards out. Even Don Goodman agrees. I know, mate. I know. I'm sorry. Tom says, how much is a membership, Jimmy? And is there one just one for the main channel? So a membership on here, pal, is £3 for Behind the Ramble, and it gets you exactly the same benefits as you get on the Blades Ramble channel. You go into a WhatsApp group with us all. You get different emojis to put as part of your super chats. But essentially, a lot of people join to be part of that WhatsApp group. And then the Patreon, it steps up in terms of exclusives and things like that. So we go up from there. All the details are in the description though, pal. So there's no obligation for anybody to do that, by the way. It's I appreciate everybody's got different circumstances. I just really enjoy you and I'm grateful for you watching, liking and subscribing, which are all free. Only pigs can be offside from a corner, says action location. Hopefully he doesn't bottle it Monday. We need to get at them. I don't think he will. He's talked about it enough, Auntie, to be honest. He picked a great squad for Monday night. Thank you, Kel. For those that haven't seen it, again, Kel giving me another chance to plug another one of our shows, Born to be Wilder. I have been absolutely rinsing the content, I have to say, as in like working hard, grinding and getting it out. So I hope you're enjoying it. It won't always be this manic, but obviously it's a huge game coming around the corner. So I thought it only right that we do appropriate build-up for it. It were a tap-in, says AJR. Yeah, I agree. It was. Just call him the Ginger Whinger, says David. Which one? I can't. I've lost track of where we were on about, David, to be honest, mate. Jimmy, it may be harsh, but true about Connor. No, I think he's harsh. Well, maybe. Perez, dancing his way out of trouble, maybe. Yes, he does. Well done there. I've criticised him, but he did really well there. Jaden Anthony wins a free kick. Get him off. Get Shea Charles sent off. Ridiculous. This ref has definitely had a spray tan and a pre-match pump. He certainly has, Ryan. He knew we were going to be on telly. It's like, reminds me of me 20 years ago, not looking like anything like that. But I mean, like, before you go on a night out, you go for a tan, wouldn't you? And you go to the gym and probably just do your arms and then a sauna. Yeah, it's like lads' night out 20 years ago. That was a tap it. I've read that, Anna. Danny says, can't go with the back five on Monday. We need to set up and pressure Leeds like we did against Borough. Got to keep an eye on them at last 10 minutes as they go 110%. I'll be there Monday as well. Nice one, pal. We're at Triple Point beforehand if you're about. I thought Southampton had recalled. Charles says, Michael, they did. But then Wendy's went cap in hand. Please, sir, please. We'll give you all our transfer budget. We'll give you everything we've got if you can just let us have him for the second half of the season. So they spent up and got Shea Charles for the rest of the season. Master stroke by Southampton. Not sure I like the idea of Burnley's insane clean sheet run being brought to an end by this lot, says Tom. That's true. There's pros and cons to it all, isn't there? Let's be right. Brentford winning at Leicester. They're having a terrible season, aren't they? Oh. Deep ball to Gassama now, wide on the right-hand side. He knocks it inside. Step over. Windass has just missed an absolute gilt-edged chance, but it's a corner, so it must have taken some sort of deflection. All Wendy's at minute. All Wendy's. Take that back, we're useless, says Glyn. Are we sure? Are you sure Burnley are third, says Ray? Look very poor against a poor Wendy side. Yeah, I think, and it don't sit well with me this, but I think you have to credit them lot for the way they've attacked the game. We have to be wary of this when we go to Hillsborough, because it will be tough. It is definitely their cup final against us. They will want to ruin our season. Cross in the box, and it's cleared by Burnley. And now Burnley hoping to get on the attack. Hannibal releases Jadon Anthony, who's looking for Marcus Edwards wide on the right. It's Barry Bannon that's chasing him back. Oh, dear. Easy cross, and he hits the bar. It's one of those cross shots that curls to the far post. Marcus Edwards looked great there. That shows, doesn't it, what a quality player can do, particularly when it's Barry Bannon that's chasing you. And that is going to be there in. We said it from the start, didn't we? That is going to be there in. On the right-hand side, they've got Max Lowe playing left centre-back. And Max Lowe's done well for them this season, but he's a left-back or a wing-back, isn't he? Let's be right. And not a very good one, in my opinion. And Marv Johnson playing left-back, who's a winger by trade, or was when he were younger. And at that stage, they were both nowhere to be seen. And it's Barry Bannon, the 86-year-old centre midfielder, chasing him back. Robson's just tuned in, Jimmy. Evening, pal. Good evening, mate. Suppose you heard about Solomon potentially being out, which is a huge bonus for us if so. Now, is it? Is it, Rob? Now, don't get me wrong. Solomon, very good player. One of their better players this season. No doubt about it. I'll just give everybody a time check for those that are actually watching game. 21 minutes bang on. 21:02, 3, 4. 0-0, Burnley and Chef Wendy's. Solomon being out is here come Wendy's again. Oh, Michael Smith couldn't touch it. Oh, dodgy little pass back. And here we go again. Bannon. Marv Johnson now on the left-hand side. Poor cross. And it's cleared by Connor Roberts. Oh, my word. Solomon being out is a bonus for us, no doubt about it, because he's one of their better players. But it's in one of the positions where they're very strong. So if Solomon is out, Ramazani or Nonto comes in. Probably Ramazani because it's a left-hand side. But Ramazani comes in. They're not really weak, are they? They're not weakened by that change. So we'll see. Positive Jack says, how's it looking? Is it a morning game? It's looking like Wendy's at most likely to make something happen here, Jack. And I'm still not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. Josh says, any whispers or photos from training and who's been seen running around? Saw Blaster had his first session back on the grass on his Insta. No, nothing other than what you've just suggested there, Josh. Blaster is back on the grass, as they say. Still think it'll be some time before. But as we'd speculated on the Ramble, it has to be said, looks like he'll be back before the end of the season after initially being feared that he were out for such a long time. AJR says, I think Leeds have this ref who's reffing Burnley game has a tendency to make it about him from memory. He looks the type, doesn't he, AJR? And I shouldn't judge, but he does. He looks like he likes himself a little bit. Blimey, this is poor, says Math. I hope he means the game and not the watch along, but either way, everybody's opinion, isn't it? Making Wendy look like Barcelona, says Chris. Absolutely. Neil says, looks like Leicester will be having a fire sale when they go down with the EFL punishment waiting. Depends what sort of EFL punishment they get, doesn't it, Neil, to be honest? It could be a fine. It could be what we got in terms of originally we got transfer window bans. So you'd think if that was the case, they'd want to keep everybody together because they've no choice to bring anybody in. Or they could negotiate and appeal it like we did and come to some sort of agreement. We negotiated for the -2. So there could be a few different outcomes. Borough are winning at Bristol City. Interesting. I do like Borough. I've said it a long time and they haven't been playing well recently, but Bristol City in and around the playoffs, that tightens things up again, doesn't it? If Borough get the win there. Valerie gets it clear for a throw in deep in the Wednesday half. Matty says your commentary is actually good. Don't know why you're saying not great. Thanks, mate, but nah. I appreciate the compliment, though. I'm not very good at taking compliments. Johnson already booked for chopping Edwards down about 5 minutes ago. There you go, David. There you go. So I've missed that answer. That's how good commentating I am. Burnley want a penalty for a cross into the box to hit a Wednesday arm, but it's never a penalty. It's never a penalty. I'm no fan of theirs, but you're not going to get a pen for that. Ihekwe. I'll show you a replay in a minute. Kel says that would be good if Max Lowe scored, ex-United player. It would for those that it's a cross into the box. It does hit Ihekwe's arm, but it's by his side. He does lean towards it slightly, but it's by his side. Wendy's league form is that they're better away from home than at home, says Michael. Thank you, mate. Thank you for coming back and always sort of making me balanced with that sort of thing, because obviously we've got to go to their place. Susan, welcome to the chat. Woo, Wendy's scaring Burnley's shorts off. Hope you well. Hope Malt's well as well. Thank you for joining me tonight. Not seen you for a little while. I meant the game. Come on, the owl, says Math. Lil Bully says, after all the missed chances, I can see Burnley jamming a win. Yeah, it's nailed on stuff like that to happen, isn't it? And I won't be upset. It's probably the least favoured result that I've got. Oh! And Trafford nearly got caught by Wendy attacker there. It must be Michael Smith. Oh, no, it was Windass. Connor Roberts now bringing ball out of defence. Do you think Burnley are missing Parker on the touchline? Not sure how vocal he normally is. Is he vocal or does he stand there like this? I don't think he's that vocal, to be honest, Ian. I don't think he is. Where's Dodgy Motti, says Chris. He's out. He's valuing his family over Behind the Ramble. I can't work it out, mate. Can't work it out. No, I think he's away with Mrs. Motson this weekend and on a much-deserved hiatus from his commentary duties. So I'm trying to get there. Max Lowe's just conceded a corner. Beast Boy says, I can put a bet on for no penalty. I put a bet on for no penalties in this game. I joined the stream and the first you say is penalty. My heart dropped. Sorry, pal. How have the piggies not scored, says Kyle. No idea. It's Marcus Edwards to take this in-swinging corner on his left foot. And it comes punched away by Jeremy. Bannon. Oh, neat little ball inside, to be fair. Just trying to work it out at left-hand side of defence. And they do. Armstrong, who's playing on the left-hand side by the looks. No, he's not. He's slotting back in. Shea Charles. So it is. Yeah, Armstrong out wide to Valerie. Inside to Windass, who's fouled. Surely. Yeah, he is. Free kick. He played for it. Your commentary is better than most of Sky. Unfortunately, that's not saying much, though. Thank you, mate. Very kind of you. Jimmy, do you think Burnley, knowing that they have to win, may throw caution to the wind, which may leave Burnley's defence even more exposed? Possibly, Michael. It's certainly not happened yet. But they haven't looked a huge attacking threat. They've looked quite open, to be honest. Timmy says Wednesday looked really good. You wouldn't want to play Wednesday in the running, would you? Shut up, Timmy. That posing montage is so getting clips. I don't know why I do these things. Brentford winning 2-0 now at Leicester. Is that Rude done? Is that Rude gone? And maybe a certain sausage on his way to Leicester. That'd be all right, wouldn't it? Piggies have won 7 of the last 12 away matches. Have they, Ellen? 7 of the last 12? That's outrageous for such a terrible team. Interesting. Ian says, as if Parker was in the Ramble studio. He says, if Parker was in the Ramble studio. That's true. It is. Stinks of a Burnley 1-0, this says Joe. I agree. It does. It does. Wasn't Bannon injured? How is he playing? I thought the same, Beast Boy. Clearly not. Clearly not. Positive Jack says, we play like we did against Borough. We blow these little old piggies. Like that's... You can't play like that every week, though, can you, Jack? And you're the positive one in this scenario, so fair play to you, pal. But we'd want to play like Borough every week, wouldn't we? If we could, we'd win the league, I think, if we played like that every week. And yeah, that's what I said, Leeds fans. Here they come, Burnley, Marcus Edwards, and it's well intercepted, to be honest. Wendy's come away with it. Johnson fires it in to Michael Smith, who gives it away too easily to Hannibal. Josh Lauren. I like him as a player, Josh Lauren. Am I watching the right game? Wednesday playing out from the back. I know, mate. I know. Action location says Beadle was useless. Absolutely right, he is. Didn't Bannon injure Blaster in the derby? I'm not sure whether it were Bannon. I know they squared up to each other. Just a little chop inside, but it's collected by Jeremy. And he wants a foul, does Fleming. His shirt's ripped him back. He's trying to get a foul out of Ihekwe. It's never a foul, really. It's now. Unbelievable. Josh says, I moved out of Sheffield when I was 5, so don't know any Wendy's, which means I'd definitely take a Wendy win and Burnley dropping points, especially with us playing Leeds this weekend. Whereabouts are you then, Josh? You don't have to give your exact address out on Behind the Ramble, but that's a Wendy free kick as well. It's going to be a yellow card, surely. Gassama wins a free kick. And Pires is booked. Oh, no, it ain't. Yeah, it is. Pires. Poor Pires. Jord Motson. Welcome, pal. Evening all. Sorry I can't be there with you tonight. I'm in Skegness seeing Mrs. Motson's grandparents. I think Wendy's are the better team here and could or should be 1 or 2 up. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up Behind the Ramble, up all the Rambles. Top man, Jord. Hope you're well, pal. Nige says, Rude will be sacked. I reckon now, not worked, has it? And say it's an ex-Prem title winners club not so long ago. Just shows the gulf in the gap from the champ to the Prem. Absolutely right, it does. Well said, Nige. Kelly says you should commentate more often. You're very good up the Blades, up the Ramble. Can't have Jord Motson out of a job, I'm afraid. Evening, sir. Jimmy says, Holly. Nice. I love your picture, Rich. It's absolutely class. Rich was our second ever member on Behind the Ramble. So thank you, pal. Appreciate it. Hope you're well, mate. Hope the new job's going well. I know you haven't been active much, but I appreciate you're probably very busy. Just start this next comment so I don't miss the free kick in. And it's punched by Trafford, who's supposed to be best keeper in the league. He's not. It's Michael Cooper, by the way. Punched away by Trafford. Tom says, can see something similar to our Luton game happening here. Lots of missed chances in the first half and a single goal to win it in the second. But yeah, possibly, mate. Could happen that. Little Bully says, if you could take one of Wendy's players, who would it be? I'd take Gassama. Just looking, I haven't watched him enough. So just looking at, it's another corner to Wendy's, by the way. Just looking at the evidence tonight at Gassama so far, and it's a very small sample size. We're on 31 minutes, 42, 43, 44. So this is most I've watched him this season. But he looks decent, Gassama, and I've heard a lot of good things about him from other half. Definitely going to be 0-0, says Mitch. Rob says, don't matter about Ramazani or Nonto replacing Solomon because Peck last-minute limbs, winner in front of the cop. Love out like that, me. Absolutely right. Bannon's going to take this corner. It's going to be an out swinger. In it comes. And it's cleared. Of course it's cleared, and it's a Burnley free kick. Dave the knows. He really knows. Evening, Jimmy. Good evening, my mate. How are you? Be another typical Burnley meh game. Definitely can't want them lot to win, though. Absolutely. It's hard, isn't it, mate? It's hard. Destined for a draw, this says Jack. I'd be all right with that, pal. I'd be all right with a draw tonight. Fleming's changing his shirt since the other one's ripped. Cheap Burnley shirts. Burnley's worst performance of the season so far. Fuming, says Glyn. Long may it continue, Glyn. No offence, pal. Love that you're here with us, but obviously we don't want you to win this game. Ian says Arblaster squared up to Bannon when Bannon fouled Burrows. I think that might be right. I think that might be right. There's that famous picture in there of him shouting at Bannon. Love Arblaster. Can't wait to have him back. Imagine. I mean, I know we love Vinny. Can you imagine Arblaster and Peck in middle for the passion and the Burnley kit's a player. I know. Make sure to like and subscribe up all the rambles. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it, pal. Jordan, Skeg, Vegas. Enjoy, pal. Says David. Absolutely right. Leicester City 0, Brentford 3 after 31 minutes. Sorry, Rude. Rudy. We got to play like that. We'll get there. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, David. Says Dodgy Motson. I'd take Shea Charles any day of the week, says Joe. That's a great shout, to be honest. Yeah. To be honest, he's been a little bit quiet, hasn't he? I haven't seen him as impactful this half of the season, but again, I've seen very little of him. Since his return to him, I haven't seen as much influence from him. But Gassama does look decent. Who would you prefer to play against, Ramazani or Solomon? I think they're both decent, but Solomon's in the richer vein of form at the minute, isn't he? But I could easily say Ramazani, and then he was one that did us some damage last time when he came on, weren't he? Old man Banana, clattered Burrows, says Jack. He did. Josh says, I'm in London these days. Not been to the lane since I was a kid, but I've followed my boyhood club from afar all my life. Maybe one day I'll make it to Triple Point. Maybe so, mate, and you'd be very welcome. Tom says, half-time, Lionesses 1, Portugal 0 for those interested. Thank you, pal. I must say, I don't follow the women's game. It's just something I've not managed to get into, really. And I don't, to be honest, I don't know where I'd find the time now to do that. But my daughter's really into football as well. She loves playing. I'm just about getting her to watch bits of United. She knows some of the songs. She knows a lot of the players now. My other daughter's not interested at all, Emily, but Sophie does like it. Scramble clear by Wednesday. That's all right. That's okay. Michael Cooper's the best keeper in the Championship so far. He's the best keeper in the Championship. Full stop, isn't he, Kel? No danger. If we need a Wednesday to win to go up, would you want them to win? Then just a question. Yeah, I'd want them to win. But wanting them to win and cheering for them to win are two different things in my book. If this decided whether Sheffield United were in the Premier League or not, and we needed them to get 3 points, then I'd have to want them to win. I'm still not sure I could cheer for them. Positive Jack punching, looking at his avatar. Let's have a look. Yeah. To be honest, shout out to James from Matilda Shakes. Looking at a lot of Ramblers' avatars, including my own, a lot of us are punching, lads. Let's be right. A lot of us that have other halves are punching. So, fair play. Fair play to us all. Pat on the back. Conor McGilligan, top puncher, by the way. Top puncher. Evening, Conor. Evening, Mrs. McGilligan. Joke. Blaster and Peck wouldn't work. I don't think. I know. But I get the passion bit, definitely. Question is, who plays Blaster or Peck? For me, it's Peck's to lose when Blaster's fully fit. I think Peck's form has allowed us to slowly integrate Blaster back in. He's not going to be rushed back, is he? Because he don't need to be. Because Peck has shown that he's quality. So I think our Blaster is the slightly more refined player. But they've probably got the same sort of game time now, haven't they, to give a fair assessment between two. Lil Bully says, do you have any hobbies outside of football, Jimmy? No, not really. Well, to be fair, the only thing that's above Sheffield United and the Ramble for me is my family. I love days out with my family and spending time with me, my wife and my girls. And part of that is going to the football with my family, because I go with my dad, my Aunt Sal and my brother when he can be bothered to come, my brother. He only comes for big games. So you'll see him Monday night. But but that is what I love the most, spending time with my family. And other than that, it's spending time with you guys and talking about Sheffield United. So when they're showing an updated league table at Wendy's, if it stays like this, we'll move to 46 points, played a game more, 2 points behind the playoff spots in 10th place. So a draw suits, doesn't it, in that regard. Thanks, Jimmy. Was let loose with machinery in public for the first time this morning. Didn't injure or break anything, so a right result. Hoping for a positive result to gloat at my new workmates. Nice one, pal. Nice one. Rob says, or a midfield three of Vinny, Peck and Blaster if a change of formation is needed. Something to consider. Could work, but then you're probably dropping Callum O'Hare, aren't you? Which I think is a big call. But it may happen in the Prem, mightn't it? That might happen in the Prem. If we go up. Matthew applauding us. Thank you, mate. I'm definitely punching, says Nigel. There you go. No wrong with that. I think you should be proud to be punching. And for those that don't get the terminology, punching means punching above your weight. It's a boxing terminology. It means you are doing better than you should with your other half. So they could probably get better than you. It's a sort of self-depreciating gag, but it's true. Is it because of this referee? Is that why Burnley aren't winning and it's only 0-0? I'm sure Burnley will say that, Sam. Ian, you cheeky person. Jack, language. I'm proposing in July. Got to lock that woman down. I hope she doesn't... Well, I say I hope she doesn't watch. I hope she does watch and I hope she subscribes. But I hope that doesn't spoil any surprises that you've got there, Jack, because you've just told a room of 169 people that you're going to propose to your missus in July. Jimmy on SUTV, says Kyle. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. A lad can dream. Good luck, Jack, says Tom. Yes, absolutely, Jack. All joking aside, very best of luck, mate. And yes, you should be tying down those that we are punching. You do right, Jack. Good luck, pal, says Ian. Good luck, Jack, says Nige. Just make sure she's the right woman, mate. Just talking from experience, I got married at 21 and was divorced at 24. Yeah. There's never any rush, is there? Let's be right. You ain't punching. You're doing it. If you ain't punching, you're doing it all wrong, says Joe. Joe from a fellow puncher looking at his profile picture here. Yeah. Us punchers are doing it right, aren't we? Thanks. Aha. I'm sure she's the right one, says Jack. And do you know what? I'm caught up on the comments. I'm going to say boom then. Does that, the kids still say that? Is that still cool to say boom? I'm not sure. So let's get some commentary 40 minutes in. Here come Wendy's down left-hand side, crossed into the box. Oh, Gassama just misses it. Scratch that. I'll go for Shea Charles instead. Crossed into the box again from the right-hand side. It's cleared by Burnley. Timer, please, says Jamie Dumpling. I will in a minute. Crossed by Wendy's. It's got to be another corner, that, surely. Goal kick. Not sure about that. 40 minutes and 32, 33, 34. Yeah, it's a goal kick, that. Oh, no, it's not. Hang on. No, it should be a corner, that. Josh Cullen's knocked it out. I think Blaster is more of a calm and composed player, says Jack. I think he understands when to pass, dribble, and does split the defences a lot more with his passes than Peck. But Peck has been immense. Yeah, I think that's fair. Up the punches, says Ian. Up the punches. David says, good luck, Jack. Just don't tell her you love the pigs more than her. Kel says, yeah, that's so true. Family is the most important. And the Blades. Yes, top girl. Nice one. Here come Wendy's again. Oh, and they played it back now. Okay, cool. Woo! Long back line now. Bannon drops into their back line. That's interesting. Winning possession. Max Lowe still playing the left centre half. Long ball clear by Beadle. Bannon collects after Egan Riley's header. Marcus Edwards almost dances around Marv Johnson. And he's taken down with a daft challenge by Josh Windass. It's going to be a booking. He looks decent, does Edwards. Ev says, not sure if Wednesday have been good or Burnley have been poor. I think it's a bit of both, I agree. Not worried about Burnley at all. Josh says, do you think that Peck and Blaster will play well together? I know they played a bit in the development team, but Peck wasn't there long before Blaster moved into the first team. I agree with the earlier comments that I think it was Nigel that said, I'm not sure that they will complement each other's stats. You look at Chowdhury and Vinny, and on paper, they should complement each other, even though they're very similar. But sometimes it's the style, isn't it? Here come Burnley now, into the box. Edwards. Edwards. Goal. He has looked really good. Burnley winning. Danced around their defence and put it into the roof of the net. I don't want Burnley to win. Leicester would be crazy getting rid of Van Nistelrooy. He's not been there that long, says Sam. Burnley looking awful tonight. Can genuinely see them fading away and us to run away with it, says Carl. Leeds as champions, obviously. Spoke too soon, pal. Maybe spoke too soon. She doesn't watch. She hates football. Maybe rethink it then, Jack. Maybe rethink it. I'm only kidding. Bet this ref doesn't get many arguments. He's a right unit. Yeah, he is, Ian. No, she's a Luton fan. Boo, with her dad. She's been to Wembley and a lot, but won't come to a match with me. Did you fall out last week then? Marcus Edwards. Burnley score. No, says Jack. Carl ruin his words earlier. Well, you just knew that were going to happen, said Lil Bully. Lil Bully? Do you think I'm punching? Matthews definitely changed his profile picture. But he's welcome here. We accept everybody on Behind the Ramble. Rob says, I'm definitely punching because my partner drives down from her flat, including on motorway and in the dark, which she hates, just to take me to the match. I've told her she don't need to, but that's love. That is love. That's true love. Sounds like a keeper to me. First real chance and it's in, says Ray. Danny Roll doesn't look happy. And there we go, says Tom. 2 bookings, well on the way, says Action Location. Best time spent at the lane with my dad. Doubt we'll be down again together. Family is everything. You're so right, Jimmy. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Bottle job Wednesday, says Jack. We look awful tonight. Parker needs to sort this out at half time. Imagine playing rubbish and nicking a lead, says Ian. I know. I can't imagine. It could never be Sheffield United. Let's all laugh at Wednesday's Premier League season ticket. 44 minutes and 53, 54, 55. All over for the Wendies. Says Action Location. Been punching since 1988, but tell her she's a luckier bloke like me pulled her from a council estate and made her a princess. So you've brainwashed her, is what you're saying, Chris, basically. I mean, whatever works for you, but I just hope you both fit well. Wednesday not reliable as per. I'm not laughing. I know Pecker's developed a lot since then, but when Vinny was suspended at Borough away and Davies wasn't fit, we played Peck and Blaster together and they got battered by Hackney. And yes, that's true, actually, Tom. They did. Glyn says, Edwards! He has been a shining light for your boys, hasn't he, Glyn? He has looked really bright. That's what you get, though, isn't it, when you try and buy a league? No, I'm joking. I hate to say Edwards is the kind of player that Burnley were missing. Yeah, I mean, he's a real creative spark, and he scored tonight. I think they need a number 9. Here come Burnley again now, though. Jeremy Beadle. No, it's going to be a corner ball. Surely. No, he's blown for half-time. Marv Johnson's down, injured, holding his back. So he might not come out for the second half, which would probably favour them. Edwards is someone to get off, to get if Burnley don't go up, says Michael. I'd love it, but this finishes 1-0 now, says Scott. Yeah. They've not conceded in, 1,000 hours of football or something? Ridiculous. 1,000 minutes, I'll probably say. Well, fun while it lasted. Wake me up when it's done, says Joe. Oh, stay with us, Joe. Stay with us. I'm definitely punching, says Dave. I can't. I've met Mrs. Leary, so I can't comment on that because there's no right answer. If I say yes, then he's going to be mad. So Mrs. L has to put up with my madness all the time. Yeah, absolutely. And for that alone, mate, for that alone. When do you play Burnley? 3 games. They're our third to last game before the end of the season. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be done and dusted by then. By big girls really do cry. Kel says if Wednesday get a draw is better than nothing, but a win would be good. Wednesday should be winning this, says Matthew. Yeah, they should, but they're not. So if Burnley are going to beat anybody, we'd want them to beat this lot, wouldn't we? So Joe says, answer a bit quick there. Jimmy's saying I was punching. Can't say I don't agree, though. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Dave says, every time the ref blows this whistle, Banana Man jumps down with his hands waving about like a 4-year-old in Lidl who was told, no, you can't have any chocolate. Nige says, just changed mine. Beautiful son and a beautiful fiance, one lucky bloke. Look after your families, ladies and gents. Life is short-lived. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up Behind the Ramble, like and subscribe. Very well said, pal, and up the punches. Edwards is a proper player, says Harry. Yes, he is. Her family have been trying to turn my 1-year-old son into a Luton fan. No chance. He's got a Blades kit already. Good lad. Good lad. Hold firm. Hold firm. I'm surrounded by Leeds fans in our family. Not my immediate family, I have to say, but my wife's family is Leeds. And they try and influence Sophie and Emily. I'm sorry. The dad's career is now based off these boys. So we're Blades in this house. Oh, you're not in this house. Oh, dear me. So what do we think then? What do we think to that game? I think they've been on top, haven't they? Blue half. And Burnley have been Burnley. And bored us to tears. And squeak to goal. Sorry, there's some comments coming in that I missed. Racers can only blame themselves. Wendy's, they should have took their chances. Oh, well, never mind. Move along. Absolutely right. Chef Wednesday can't finish the dinner, says Tom. If they could, they'd be winning this. Tom, the Leeds fan, yeah. Agreed. Are you planning on maybe touching on any of the progress of our past players, i.e. Didzik, Norwood and Gerbich? Do you mean for like a ramble piece, Rich? Or do you mean for getting them on? Or what do you mean by that, pal? I'm open to anything, to be honest. Any new content ideas? George brought the Ramble on the Road idea to me. Man Mountain wanted to have a go at the tactical breakdown. So I'm open to anything, pal. As you know, mate. Sarah says, my husband was a Leeds fan, not for long. Well done, Sarah. Well done. Well done. Nige says, I reckon it'll be 2-2. To be honest, we'll open up more in the second half. There's no way Burnley concede 2, surely. Surely not. Jimmy, is there any reason I can't find any of the England streams saved on the channel? I don't know, Jay, whether when I revamped it to Behind the Ramble, whether we got rid of a few of the older streams. So apologies. I'll have a look though when we're not live. but yeah, I think we've either unlisted them or they've been deleted. So I just didn't think there was much demand for it. I didn't think anybody would want to go back and watch England games at this point when they don't result and things like that. But if you want them, mate, I can send you them. Ian says we're still 2 points in front with a game in hand. Absolutely right. The game in hand happens to be Leeds United, which is a little bit, but it's right, Ian. It's right, and we never want Wendy's to win a game anyway, do we? So we've got to think that way. I think got to think that way. Ooh, just a little reminder while I've caught up on the comments that out now, you can see this on the Blades Ramble. The Ramble rundown, myself and Connor talking about the upcoming game on Monday night. That is out now. You can see that wherever you get your rambles. I think actually, all joking aside, I'm pretty sure I have I've put that onto Spotify already. So that's on Spotify if you prefer listening to your pods. Born to be Wilder is also out now. That got released today. That's usually part of the warm-up. And that's where I pick my side to face Leeds. So that's me getting ready for it. This is the Can the Blades Beat Leeds by Mr. Mountain. This is the view from the mountain. His concept, his pitch, and he does a brilliant job, I have to say, in breaking down this game and where we can get at Leeds United, where we might be vulnerable as well. I think it's a really good watch. It's not a long video. It's less than 20 minutes, but I implore you to go and have a look at that when it's released at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then at 12 o'clock, midday, how will it finish? How do we think the table finishes? Myself and Connor, whilst at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane, went through our final tables. We don't talk about the mid-table obscure sides like Sheffield Wednesday. We talk about who goes up, who goes down, who's in playoffs, all that sort of good stuff. And then tomorrow at 12:15, we're back here on Behind the Ramble for Sunderland versus Hull. Come on, you Tigers. Let's hope Sunderland the Black Cats get mauled by Tigers. Surely that's how it works out. If you put a Black Cat and a Tiger together, the Black Cat gets mauled. Surely that's what happens. And then Sunderland have got to be done. Get them away because they are a tough team. They are a tough side to play. We'll see. Where are we now with the comments? So, it'd be very interesting if you got Gerbich to see what his view of last season was, seeing as he had got a lot of stick, but so should the rest of the players, to be honest. Yeah, possibly, yeah. While I'll change, I think getting current players on is pretty difficult. It's not impossible, but it's pretty difficult. I might be able to work on some past players just due to some conversations I've been having. So we'll see. Thank you as well. While we're talking about interviews, thank you for the really positive feedback on the Paul Walker interview. That was something that Paul got in touch with me to come on and talk about the event that he had coming up, but was more than happy to talk a little bit about his career and some great stories. I love the story from the players event that I'm glad he didn't mind me sharing, because obviously it were recorded and I could have cut that out if he was unhappy with it. But what a great fella and really easy to talk to. If you haven't already, please do check that Paul Walker interview out. And he's putting an event on the 2nd of May at the City Hall. Neil Warnock, Michael Brown, Jagielka, maybe an appearance from Rob Kozluk as well. That's not confirmed yet, but I know Sarah and a few others have already booked tickets off the back of that ramble as well. So Rob says, while we're all changing profile pics, I've changed mine. And yes, she's definitely a keeper. Absolutely right. Oh, Rob, I remember Rob. Rob. Hope you're well, pal. I remember you coming into Triple Point and telling me your story, mate. So thank you for sharing that. And I hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. It's good to see that you're still with us, mate. I didn't know it was the same Rob. So it's nice to know that. Hummers11 says, I'm here because of the ramble. I'm a Leeds fan, but I think you're a Is that a good thing? Thank you, mate. I love your cheeky digs at Connor and Leeds. Always makes me laugh. He's an easy target, Connor, isn't he? Did you see him record today? He's put something on X. It sounds like he's going to the toilet while he's recording as well. You can just do this trickling in background. That is multitasking. A little bit unhygienic, if you ask me, but horses for courses. Not as good as Cooper, though, Rob. How many clean sheets has your missus got? Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. I wonder where Nigel was going with that joke then. Ooh, clean sheets and misses and all that sort of thing. It's because Rob said she's a keeper. Nigel made a goalkeeper joke. That's good. That's good. I'm okay with that. I'm good. Wednesday will equalise second half. They'll get told by Danny Roll. Maybe, Kel. Maybe. It's the toughest side to score against in the league, though, isn't it, Burnley? We've got to look at it honestly. Tommy Leake says, can't understand why you were bothered with this crap. Has no relevance to us whatsoever. Even Burnley win, the 2 points behind us. And if we lose Monday, we'll still be 2 points clear. Tom, you don't have to be here, mate. You don't have to be here if you don't want. I think it's interesting. I'd be watching the game anyway because I'm interested to see if Burnley move closer to us or don't. So that's why I'm watching. And I think other people like to watch as well. So, and having spoken to people in the group, people like to watch, might be watching the game on their own and like tuning in to watch and having a chat and a bit of banter about it. So, and I don't think we can lose either, to be honest. Whatever result happens, we can put a positive spin on it. So I understand what you're saying, Tom, but you don't have to be here, mate, if you don't want, pal. Jamie says that Watkins moment has gone forever. Only reason I want to watch them is because I'm bored of Burnley. All right, are you watching other? Oh, okay, mate, okay. David says, got to be honest, Jimmy, the unclean playing like they have in the first half makes me a little more uneasy for March. I'm hoping they drop down enough to be out of contention for the playoffs, but it's still that's the thing, David. I think no matter where they are in the table, even if they can't go up or down mathematically at that stage, it's enough motivation into stopping us for them. It'll be enough motivation, particularly because we turned them over in first game as well. There's all the sausage roll thing that Wilder were doing. They will have every bit of motivation to come and beat us. Yeah. Right. Rob, behave yourself. John says, Wednesday look good going forward. Don't take the chances. Burnley look poor. Think we beat them at their place. Title is between us and Leeds. Up the Blades. Up all the rambles. Like and subscribe. I hope you're right, John. That's very positive, mate. So is Hamer back? Do we know? I think he'll be involved. It's not confirmed, mate. He's ultimately the answer. I'd be surprised if he weren't involved. When are we going to get another one of those teasers? Soon. In fact, the thing that I was teasing should have happened already, but it's not happened yet. So when it gets closer to it happening, then maybe you'll get another teaser, Harry. So it's definitely coming though. Jack says, also want to say, so happy for you, pal, taking the jump and going full time. I'm looking for a career change myself. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. It's not something I've jumped into without a lot of thought and a lot of consideration. I had a secure job that was well paid, and I've jumped into a very, very insecure environment. But with a lot of people supporting us in terms of yourselves and sponsors, and YouTube has a decent following now, thankfully. So there's other avenues I can make an income as well. So, which I'll talk about on this channel and only this channel. So if you're not already, please subscribe to Behind the Ramble. Yes, sorry, that was a great interview with Paul. Don't be sorry, mate. Jimmy was fantastic watch. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Nige. I'm glad you enjoyed it, pal. We'll win against Hull, says Big Girls Don't Cry. Do cry, sorry. Who's we? Leeds? Are you playing Hull? Burnley? I'm not sure. Hamish should be fit for Leeds, says North. Fingers crossed. Bet you're fun at parties, Tom. What's Tom said that's not fun? Oh, being Tom saying, okay. Hope Connor washed his hands after Jimmy, house trained and all that. I don't train him in there, mate. I've nothing to do with what he does in there. Our black cats are panthers, not a lap cat, lol. Okay, got you now. Fair dues. Jim says, Leeds fan in peace, Jimmy. Love your channel, pal. Hope we both go up and 2 Yorkshire sides can disrupt the so-called Big Six, biggest county in the country, and not one Prem side. I know, mate. I know. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you coming over in peace. It's nice to have a little bit of respect between the sides, isn't it? Burnley are awful, says Will. Absolutely right. FV White says, boring Burnley. Yeah, it has been on it. Yes, Jimmy, it is me from that match at the beginning of the Prem season. Was down in life then. First match since my dad passed, but now season ticket holder and got a missus. Life is great. Brilliant to hear that, Rob. Brilliant to hear. And other people will appreciate reading that as well, because there'll be some people going through difficult times, and they will see that you've clearly had a very difficult time of it, and you were low at the time I saw you. Great to hear you've come out the other side, pal, and now everything's picked up for you, and you're punching. So congrats on joining the punching club. Good luck with the channel. Thank you, FV. Appreciate that, pal. Matthew says Sunderland are playing Hull, Jimmy. Okay, yeah, I know. I got it when Big Girl said who she was. Oh, he was. Apologies, not sure. What job did you do, Jimmy? I worked for a housing association. I was a manager for a housing association until very recently. And as I say, that's probably going to be one of my first non-football streams where we'll talk about that on this channel, and we'll go into it in a bit more detail. Not the job itself, but the change of circumstances, if you like. Jamie says, how did you and Connor manage to get access to a box at the Lane? Was it a hire or through connections? It was through connections, my friend. Connor's connections, to be fair. One of the Sheffield United sponsors Connor's channel as well. So that's how we got it. So, and they've got a box at the Lane. Rai says, what was it Will says about Burnley on the in-betweeners? Yes, correct. I like football. I'm not going to do it. But not Burnley. Burnley, get F off. Not for Sheffield City Council, is it? No. I'm in Wakefield, pal. I'm in Wakefield. I didn't work for council. I was looking at housing for a career change, but don't have the experience. Depends what level you want to go in at, Jack. Depends. So it's a different conversation for another time. But I'm happy to. You've got my number anyway, mate. Just drop us a message and I'll have a chat with you about it. Great to hear, Rob, that life's on the up. Absolutely right. Ian says, Otterbayo coming on for Johnson. Never heard of him. Yes, he is. He is indeed. Borough winning 1-0, even though they can't catch us. Yeah, they can't. And Wilder sure he said that as well. Didn't he? He didn't quite say that. From a housing association manager. Nice, Jack. From a housing association manager to a manager associated with housery. Nice. I'll take that. That could be my new title. Love the Burnley players coming out, still eating oranges and fruit pots. Missed that, Chris, to be fair. Well done, Rob, says Matt. Got to keep going. Always get better. I've been there with mental health and I'm so much better now. Happy marriage and loving life. And of course, loving Jimmy Ramble. Brilliant, mate. I love the last bit. Thank you for that. But the most important thing is that happy marriage, loving life. Come through the other side. Brilliant, mate. Love to hear that. Give us a shout, Jack, if you need anything, depending on experience. I'm a building surveyor. Nice one, AJR. Thank you, pal. This is what it's about. This is what our channel's been built on from the start. And this is why I think we've grown as quickly as we have as a community, not just as a channel, because we're all helping each other out, aren't we? We're all here for right reasons. Harry rightly says, can't stand Trafford. Me neither. We're here for a laugh, aren't we? But we're here to look after each other. So, yeah, love that. Thank you to everybody for sharing. And, we try and do that in our group as well, don't we? We've got a little spin-off group for mental health chats, because it's not for everybody and you don't overly want to share with everybody. But I think it's important that there's a bit of a support network about for like-minded people. Joe says, AJR trying to become a quantity surveyor, could do with some advice, mate. There you go. LUFC says, fair play, pal. Love the content and the banter with Connor, even in his PJs for the Sunderland game. Got to love him, though. You ain't got to love him. You ain't got to love him, have you? You can if you want, but thanks, AJR. Drop us a message, says Jack. Nice one. Love that. Bit of networking on the Ramble. Here come Burnley down the right-hand side again. Mrs. Ramble's out on town. And I'm going to out her for this. This is ridiculous. She's out on town in Aubrey with football mums. She wants me to send her some brass. I've already sent her enough brass, thanks very much. She can wait. I'm unemployed. Don't you know I'm unemployed? Rob says, thank you to Nige and Matthew for the kind words. And if the missus would let me, I'd love to catch up with you in Triple Point at some point. We're there before every home game. I'm there almost every home game, pretty much every home game. But if I'm not, then there's always a Ramble crew there. Very, very welcoming bunch as well. I know it can be slightly intimidating if you've not met them before. But honestly, a lot of people that have been in similar situations to you. Nige says, Burnley bringing the fruit pots out just shows how boring the club is. Every other club have vodka Red Bulls after. Watch out, Beatles about, says Ian. I know. I can't love Connor, but I'm willing to acknowledge his existence. Baby steps. Nice one, Jack. I think that's a huge step in it. Beadle drops it again, says David. I know. I missed that, didn't I? We're all Ramble family, 100%, says Kel. Love that. Just need to kick the ball on Beadle. He'll drop it, says Positive Jack. I love this new positive mentality of you, Jack. Positive Jack has changed his name for those that aren't aware. He used to just be Jack, but he was known as Turkey Jack before because he went to Turkey and got his teeth and hair done. He didn't, but we make out like he did because he looked like it on a picture. And was always very, very nervous about what were happening with United. Always looking on the negative side of things. And basically, we just browbeat him into being more positive. And it's worked. I'm a changed man, he says. I'm a changed man. Look at him. He's now able to punch like he is. That's all down to becoming Positive Jack. He looks on the bright side. That girl will never look at me. And look at her now, mate. Look at her now. She's eating out of the palm of your hands. I'm going to say she's going to turn you down in July, but I won't be that cruel. She's going to get to say yes to you in July. Here comes Gassama into the middle for Windass. Bannon cuts inside, a little sweep back, and it's blocked. Good block from Burnley. Out for a throw-in. To be honest, I've not seen one negative post from Jack since he's changed his name. Me neither, Nige. Me neither. Changed man. Yes, Jack, it's my job to be negative about the Blades. It's my job to be negative, says Scott. Scott has been with us a long time. I hope you're well, Scott. I miss you in our chat. Shea Charles, free kick against. Oh, he's going to get booked. Now then. I've not replied to Mrs. Ramble. She's messaged me saying, hey, you guys okay? We're fine. Obviously, I'm keeping a keen eye on girls. They're in bed. They're fine. They're in Cash, which is our local curry house. Oh, I love it. It's my favourite. You might need to send me some extra brass, please. All right, okay. Didn't message her back yet. Left it. And now, 5 minutes later, she's text saying, do you want anything? Interesting. Time check, please, Jimmy. Sorry, there's me reading out messages from my missus. 50 minutes and 25, 26, 27. Wendy's just bringing the ball over halfway line. Harry says, Steve, are you Kieran's dad? Are you Kieran's dad? Because I'm pretty sure it was Steve Baker last time that mentioned it. Kieran, who did Ramble on the Road. Oh, Wendy's! Armstrong. It's not Armstrong, it was Windass. They want an handball, but it's going to be a corner. I can really see Wilder doing something odd like starting Brewster or McCallum, says Harry. Don't wind me up, Harry, please. Might change, says Jack. Got PC being set up, so next time I'm on, it'll be fresh. So fresh and so clean. Jamie Dumpling, are you going to have eaten your tea by the time you get on? That's the question I need to know. I'm not bothered about quality. It's about whether you can spare the time to be on the Ramble. My goal is to not write anything negative about the Leeds game, says Jack. I'll hold you to it, pal. I'll hold you to it. Corner to Wendy's. Hi, Jim. I'm with your wife at the club and bar, and it's full of shots, and she can't pay. Please send money. She didn't curry house, Chris. You went too soon. Corner, swept in. Trafford flaps at it with no need, and it's another corner. I shall be positive, says Jack. Why don't Wednesday change their keeper? Give that young lad a chance. A few have called for it, to be honest. Is it Pierce Charles? Don't know. Cheers, Harry. Didn't want to think about anything like that, says Nige. Me neither. Joe and Jack, drop me a DM, or if you're LinkedIn, add Aaron Renan. Nice one. Might change my username to Ambivalent Jack. Oh, dearie me. Corner in. Oh, it's cleared. And it's, Edwards couldn't clear it. Poor player. Joking, obviously. Oh, that's a free kick. Zian Fleming just mows over the man. Blooming heck. 3 booked. Keep them coming, says Action Location. Yes, says Stephen. Thought Kieran did a brilliant job, by the way, Steve. Absolutely fantastic you are. He's going to do our predictions, I think. Our platinum predictions for this week. So we'll get a video released on Behind the Ramble. Trying to find you, mate, to drop a message, but can't find you. Joe says, AJ, I added you on LinkedIn, mate. There you go. Evening, Jim. Just in. Hope everything's all right. It's great. Thank you, Dublin Blade. It's okay. Wendy's are losing. Let's phrase it that way, rather than Burnley are winning. As Bazza Bannon steps over the ball, 30 yards from goal, very central. Dinked in. Kept in. Offside. Well offside, Valerie. You can't do that. Ridiculous. There's even no rules. Got to play cards right here, Jimmy. Could get a decent trade off here. I know, mate. I know. Definitely punching if she's bringing a Ruby home for your pal. What a gal. Do you know what? Yeah, go on then. Apologies. I'm just going to take a second out of the watch along to message the missus back. Yes, please, love. You know the drill. She'll get what that means. I might have to send some Brasto on her. Right. Bank. I've just got a constant reference. Has anyone got anyone who has been with a partner a long time? I don't change the reference of payment anymore. It just says rinsed again. And that's how it gets sent across. Rinsed again, rinsed again. Here come Wednesday. They're in on left-hand side. Windass in behind. Oh, Armstrong, and it's another great defensive block. Oh, my goodness me. They are knocking on the door. Dave the Nose, he really knows. Dave the Nose is obviously, he was the last one to comment on there. And for those that don't follow the Blades Ramble closely, Dave the Nose is a huge contributor to the channel. He's one of the 3 Mardy Blades, which was one of our first exclusive shows. It is now exclusive for Ramblers on Patreon. So I cannot tell you how good a lad this boy is. I love him to bits. And I haven't seen you enough on the channel recently, but I know you're busy, pal. So, here come Wendy. And it's out. Gassama. Yeah. Give me a share, Charles, Joe. Yeah, but shout out to Dave the Nose. We miss you, but we get it, mate. So hopefully see you soon, pal. Ian says, if Wendy's do come back and equalise, it'll feel better than if they'd scored first half and Burnley come back and Burnley will feel far worse. What a lovely way to look at it, Ian. What a lovely way to look at it. LAFC folks, he says, Solomon's a doubt for Monday. That'll be a big miss for us. He's the only player close to Hamer. Do you think? I don't think he's close to Hamer. But I can't remember. It might have been on 3 Mardy Blades, actually, that we were looking at squad depth. Oh, it was Weirman Mountain. No, it might not have been. I don't know when it was. Looking at squad depth, Could have been battle lines. Here come Wednesday. Ridiculous. These are useless. Our role gets a tune out of these. I've no idea. So Leeds have got strength in depth all over the pitch. And we were talking about how much investment would need to go into Leeds' side if they got promoted. It's all right having strength in depth where you can bring on Sam Byram for Firpo, which is a good championship replacement. I think the only potential Premier League quality that you've got in depth, as in Premier League depth, is Gnonto and Ramazani to come in on the wing. So if Solomon is out, I think Ramazani is still a real quality replacement, and you've still got Gnonto on the bench. Harry reckons it's all smoke and mirrors, and that Solomon is 200% playing. How about you change your name, Jack, to Jumping Jack Flash, and then you can jump from positive to negative at will. I'll get me coits. Dublin Blade says, can't drop England's future #1, according to the Minnows in S6. Kieran's relation is Bulgarian Blade, isn't it? Absolutely right, it is. Shout out to Claire, Bulgarian Blade. I don't even know if she knows this, because she's a big supporter of Blades Ramble. I don't know. Here come Burnley. If Claire knows Behind the Ramble exists yet. Cullen chipped into the box, far post. Cleared. Well done, Wendy's, for getting it clear then. It looked like you were in a bit of bother. Windass trying to claim for a pen. He's having a laugh. Absolutely right. Is Aimer fit? We hope so, folksy. We hope so. No worries, says Aaron. Piggy goal, says Jack. What are you talking about? It's not a piggy goal. Just a time check. I'm on 58, 14, 15, 16. Ours is ref carding all piggy players, but not Burnley's for doing the exact same fouls. That don't bother me, Todd, to be fair. Don't mind that. Bristol City have equalised against Borough. That's good, negating each other. Not that it's going to affect us in any way, let's be right. Don't say good things like that, Jack. How have Wendy's not scored? Note to fear from Burnley when we play them, says Action Location. Jack got me excited then. Me too, Scott. It's unnecessary. My payment reference says Gold Digger. Nice. Nice. All relevant, isn't it? Do you remember that Super Sunday where Carragher and Neville ordered a Domino's live on air? No, me neither. No, I don't. I don't, Jack, I'm afraid. Mind to pay, Mrs. says, get a job on the cash transfer. There you go. We're all... It's all good that we've got the same low level of humour in it. So there you go. How have they not scored? Burnley playing worse than us against Luton. I know. And Burnley now on the attack. It's probably going to be 2-0. Slightly. I said that. It nearly was. Cleared. Burnley recycle the ball again on the right-hand side. Can they get a cross in? No, but it's a corner. Sorry, guys, I'm being positive. I found God, and he will make that piggy goal come true. Sarah says, got a similar reference payments to Casey, my 17-year-old daughter. There you go. There you go. Didn't Casey comment on one of our streams recently, Sarah? I remember her saying, oh, no, I did a show, and I included one of your comments in it, didn't I? I think you were on TikTok, and she was like, that's my mum. That's my mum. Brilliant. Love stuff like that. Are you in the WhatsApp group, AJR? No, I don't think he is, to be honest. Not in the WhatsApp group, pal. Kel says, Wednesday have loads of chances. How have they not scored yet? I know. It's because they're rubbish in it, Kel. Let's be right. How have they not scored, says Nige. Armstrong has made the Pigs look like a dangerous team, says Bobby. Kasama's not a bad player in all fairness, says a 17. I think he's faded a bit, to be honest. He started off quite brightly. Fleming's off. Josh Brownhill on. That's not good. Lyle Foster on as well for Hannibal. So Brownhill in the 10 and Foster will go up front in the 9. It was probably the closest thing they've got to a 9. Surely Burnley can't keep these clean sheets up for the rest of the season, just like nobody can win the next 13 games, says Helen. I agree. And looking at today's evidence, there's gaps in there. There's gaps. They are throwing bodies at it to try and protect this clean sheet record, which is great. And you'd expect it from a team so focused on that record. But corner to Burnley, in swinger, headed clear, didn't beat the near post. Burnley got a magnet in the goal line and the ball keeping the ball out, says Scott. Brownhill off the bench is crazy. Surely he starts. I don't know why they're not starting him. He has Burnley again, 2-0. Jaden Anthony, and it's Josh Brownhill with his first touch. Just as you said it, Kyle. There you go, you see. Yeah, Brownhill should be starting every game for them. He's their best player, in my opinion. He's been coming back from an injury, hasn't he? So that might be them reintroducing him slowly, but how you don't start him is unreal. It's a lovely slide ball down the side, worked again, almost to the byline by Jadon Anthony, just touched across the 6-yard box. Wednesday at 6s and 7s. It comes again down their right hand, Burnley's right hand side, Wendy's left, which we'd said from the start is a weakness for them. And it's a lovely finish from Josh Brownhill to get in front of the defender. Fair dues. Fair dues. Mine's not again, says Matt. So job application for Chef Wednesday groundsman apprenticeship. Sorry, part of the advert. Sent my curry money, Jimmy. Wow. Thanks, mate. Oh, bloody hell. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, David. Thank you, pal. That was, yes, I thought it was, Sarah. I thought it was. Why have S6 Minnows not scored? Because they're shot. We'll go with shot, even if it's a misspelling. This is Dublin. What's your order, Jimmy? Chicken madras, mate. Chicken madras for me. I do love a chicken madras, I have to say. 2-0. Game over, I think, says Jord. Game over, time for a bit. Jord, we're missing you, pal. We're missing you. I'm missing all the big calls here. What happens when you don't take your chances, says Jack. That's true. Well, that's that, says AJR. Piggies to get done for match fixing and Burnley to be deducted points for being so boring. I'm up for that. Jack says we need to make sure we take our chances against Leeds because we are winning. We don't want Wendy's to collapse and boost Burnley's goal difference. That's true. Oh, well, we have to win Leeds now. That's the thing. That's the thing that this result does. It's the result I wanted the least because, Wendy's have just nicked it from him. And that's a free kick, and it should be a card that Josh Laurent got robbed and then cynically brought him down. I didn't want this result because it does increase the pressure on Sheffield United. And now, if we lose to Leeds United, or even if we draw, then it's a one-game swing between us and Burnley, isn't it? So, do we have to beat Leeds now? Interesting. Oh no, says North. Folks, he says, yeah, agreed. Rams and Nonto could maybe step up. Rodon is underrated, but 150 million on players probably keeps you up. Just gaps growing from champ to prem. Long way to go yet, though. Mate, we have to get up first. Tom says, got a pre-dawn shift tomorrow, so we'll be heading bedwards. Have a great evening, Ramblers and Loiners. Cheers, Tom. Appreciate that. Let us know if you're joining us in Triple Point on Monday, pal. Headed back across goal. Flying save from Trafford. And a great shot from Shea Charles is well saved by James Trafford. Bristol City have scored, says North. Is that 2-1? Yeah, Michael confirms it. 2-1. Is that Carrick? Is that Carrick? If we lose Monday, and to be honest, that's probably what the bookies think is most likely, we have to avoid a meltdown as a fan base. Stick together and we have a better chance of going up, says Josh. A loss doesn't kill our season. It just makes it quite nervy, doesn't it, again? Chicken and curries is a no-go for me. I prefer lamb rogan, Josh, or prawn, says Nige. That's where it's come to on it. The chat. Mushroom rice, extra large garlic naan, and side of chips. I'm starving now. I'm pretty hungry, I must admit. I order a korma and get called a korma kid at work because I find korma spicy. My taste buds are terrible. Oh, near post and Trafford collects. If we don't beat Leeds, it's squeaky bum time, says Toddy. I agree, pal. It is a bit squeaky bum time. There's going to be a pen given for someone in this, I reckon, says AJR. Maybe. We don't have to beat Leeds, says Positive Jack. And that is the way to look at it. It's a decent little effort, that. Decent little effort for Wendy's. Trafford had it covered. He's a cocky swine, though, and I don't like him. Folks, he says, game over. If Burnley start scoring, they're going to be right up there. Big if, innit? Big if. They're against the poor side tonight. I'll take a draw now, says Rye. Burnley are in the FA Cup next week, so hopefully we can get the 5 points gap back if we lose on Monday. Good shout, that. Stuart Armstrong's coming off now for Wendy's. Michael Smith off as well. We don't need to win. We'll just go on a 12-game unbeaten run. Who's on for them then? Ugbo and Sissoko. Ugbo, the huge signing that tanked for them. Not over yet. Think positive. We are, Blades. Kelly, don't worry about it. I'm not going to cheer Wednesday on to come back from 2 goals down. George says, I'm missing it too, pal. I'm watching it with 3 piggies down here, so listening to your commentary instead of Sky, and I can't listen to much more of these 3 moaning. Yeah, tell them hello from us, Blades. We're thinking about them and laughing at them. Jalfrezi and a Peshwari naan, says Chris. That could have easily been, it's got to be a plain naan with a madras. Just get all the flavour up. That could have easily been a red for Laurent on Charles, I reckon. I agree, Nige. Got QPR soon away and they're in fine form. I know, Toddy. We don't need to think about it, do we? Great, Ugbo. Evening, Jim, says Martin. If Wednesday score tonight, when's the bus parade for We Scored at Burnley trophy? They'll need it, won't they? We'll need to clear at City Centre. So get your calendars out for when that's coming. Mike says, only just joined, Jim. What's the score, mate, please? It is 2-0 to Burnley. 67 minutes and 25, 26, 27. In all honesty, Mike, it's a little bit harsh on Wendy's, this. I think they were the better team in the first half. Burnley have just been more clinical in second. But to be fair, since scoring the first goal, Burnley have come into it a lot more. We can't keep thinking 1 point. We need to turn leads over. Come on, says North. We don't need to, though, do we? We don't need to. Important that Burnley stay in the FA Cup as they'll have a backlog of league games, says Michael. That's true. It's not just about, oh, that's a bad challenge. Got to be a book in that, surely. It's not. It's not just about, because Burnley will rest their better players. I think they play Preston, don't they, in FA Cup? So they will put 10 new players out or 11 new players out again like they did the last round. But it's about the congestion of the league games then. They have to play league games in a tighter turnaround time, which they won't want to rest players for. So, yeah, let's hope Burnley stay in the cup as long as possible. I don't think we need to beat Leeds. 3 points is huge. A point is good, says Jack. But not if. It allows us to get down to work and grind those results out again. We've done it all season. Yeah, true. So Bulgarian Blade is my sister. All right, Steve, nice one. She has a restaurant in Bulgaria called the Pennines that do curries. Yes, I've heard. She was telling us about it last time she came over. We'll sneak you one back next time. Would love that. Would love that. She was telling us in Triple Point about it. Yeah, she's doing well, isn't she? Kieran was saying she's absolutely snowed under. Brilliant. And she represents the Ramble, which I love. I love that she's got Ramble stuff up in Bulgaria. Wendy's cannot clear the lines here. Comedy of errors. Burnley look like they're just going to have a little pot shot for nothing. Here comes Jadon Anthony out left. Crossed in and it's 3-0. Absolutely useless. They are useless. And now it's got to this point. Obviously, the goal difference is better than ours. What is it, up to 9 better than ours now? So they've essentially gained a point on us here. Now we can start enjoying Burnley winning, I think, because they're hammering Wednesday. That's the way to look at it now. If we get a draw on Monday or even better, a win, that will do. Rob says, got to walk Jack Mustafi and get off to bed, going for a weekend break with the missus. You keep her sweet, pal, punching like that. Have a good rest of the evening, Jimmy and everyone. Burnley winning as expected, probably. So let's get at Leeds. Well said, pal. Thanks for joining us, buddy. What you don't want, like Toddy was saying, is you don't want them to get on a bit of a scoring streak. For some reason, I can't see Leeds being a draw. I think typing's all over the place. So enjoy your weekend, Rob Pal, says Nige. Just check they're playing the FA Cup Saturday and the game in hand is on the Tuesday. Sarah says Trafford is insolent. Reminds me of Pickford in some ways. Keepers are always a bit different. I find that too. Bulgarian Blades curry. Yeah, love that. Well, that's not good. That's goal difference, says Jack. Nige says, right stuff. Stuff the game. Now it's a good channel for the next 20 minutes. Best place for a curry. Mine's Spice Lounge in Swinton, Rotherham. Nice. Nice. I've never been. All irrelevant when we're back to Leeds, says Will. Will's the boy. Will's the boy. He knows. Will the knows. No, sorry, that's taken. That's taken already, I'm afraid. I've missed a call from Susan, if you're still here. Sorry, I'm on stream. Didn't realise you were ringing, to be honest. Right, so it's just showing that Burnley are now 2 points behind us. And what do Burnley want, they were asking? Probably a draw. They want a Leeds win, don't they, Burnley? Of course they do. they're starting to play well now. Here they come again on right-hand side. Can I be Will the Chin? He really wins. Yeah, we'll go with that. Will the Chin if you want. Just think Wednesday weakness is the left, and we have Hamer and BBD running at them. Well, them lads tend to play on left for us, don't they? I know he's tried BBD on right. Jimmy Hecky did a good job on Burnley last weekend. Yeah, he did, Neil, to be fair. He did. Wendy's delusional if they think they'll make the playoffs. Most goals Burnley have scored all season. Will the eyes. There you go. That's a new one. Have you played Burnley twice yet? No, right. We play them 3 games before end of season. We'll go to Turf Moor. We've still got to play them, which isn't great, is it? Love and Akbar says, Luke, chicken tikka, keema, balti, and masala fish starter with a peshwari naan. Nice. Nice. All Wendy's going to be like, we've done it to upset the Blades, says Maury. Wednesday showing the true colours, says Beast Boy. Yeah, they'll be making out like they love it. Right, that's my Chinese ordered, says David. Sorry for making everybody hungry. I didn't even plan on having anything. It's way too late to be eating, but Mrs. Ramble. Hang on. Mr. V says they've just had an earthquake in Vancouver. How is everything? Sorry to hear that. I hope everybody's all right. Dave the Nose says chutney at Gleeless Town End. Trust me. The nose. I love the nose emojis. Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. Burnley haven't scored 3 in ages, says Beast Boy, but then the Wendy's came to town. Nige says, just got to our job, end of, can't keep looking at other clubs' results. Yes, got to do our job. Can't keep looking at other clubs' results. Still second in the league, Burnley 2 points behind. Bring on Monday. Y'all on about curries, yeah, I get mocked for bloody dumplings. It's a disgrace. Jamie, there's levels to this game. Burnley are through again here. Beadle came out there and just, not sure about that. I'm not sure he didn't use his hands there outside of the box, but it's been allowed to go. 2 points behind Burnley, 3 matches from end of the season, and Nels arriving. Yes. Did we really expect dumb pigs to get anything tonight? I didn't. They've only beaten West Brom at home out of the top 6. They're rubbish, and the PE teacher will be off to Southampton at the end of the season, or Leicester if they come calling sooner, probably. No, I tried to send a message. I'm crap at this, Jimmy. No problem, Susan. As long as everything's all right. I'm going to order a takeaway food now at work and sneak down to eat it. Fair plays, Maury. Fair play, mate. Why did Mr. V drop his wallet? What do you mean? Oh, Jack, I was so slow then. I was so slow. Yeah, I know. I just hope he's all right. He hasn't responded yet. But he was able to type that they'd had one, so clearly it must be okay, hopefully. Take care. Love your channel. Fingers crossed for Monday. Let's hope you win. Enjoy your curry. Thank you, Kelly. My unexpected curry. Hopefully Mr. Vancouver is all right. Not a nice thing having an earth. No, it's not, mate. It's not. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, says Fred. Thank you. Thank you, pal. Jack says, this is what happens when you can rely on a defence. You can play crap and see the game out. It's exactly what we used to do with Suter. Missed that big-headed guy. Dumplings and curry, chamon. Oh, my word. We don't cut the stream off for food, Jamie. Correct, Nige. That's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference. 4.9 earthquake in Vancouver. Hope everyone's well. Oh, okay. Jimmy, has to be the Chaplet at the bottom of the moor for me. It's an institution. All new to me because I'm not a Sheffield boy, am I? Scott says, everyone on about takeaways and curries and there's me on my diet. Sorry, mate. To be fair, I'm doing well and already lost a decent amount of timber. Me too, pal. Me too. I'm nearly 2 stone, actually. Doing all right at the minute. This result is irrelevant, says Sam. I don't think it is irrelevant, is it? It's relevant to what we're doing, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like Nige says, we've got to concentrate on what we're doing. Jimmy, do you think Borough sacked Carrick? I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't see it, but how long do you let it go on for? It surprised me when I spoke to Borough Breakdown guys that they were saying maybe it's coming to that sort of decision time. Who would you get in, though? That's got to always be the follow-up conversation with sacking a manager. Who's available? Steve Cooper, maybe? Maybe. Puts pressure on both Leeds and Sheffield United now. Maybe they go for Danny Roll. Maybe Borough go for Danny Roll. Much bigger club. Yeah, it does. AJR, it does. So it is relevant. It puts pressure on both Leeds and Sheffield United. How good would it be if we go and beat Leeds 4 or 5-0? How nice would that be? It'd be brilliant, Matthew. It's not going to happen. Who, AJR? Sheffield. It means Sheffield United. Come on, Scott. Thinking of Mr. Vancouver, that's a big earthquake. That. Hope you and your family are well, mate. Okay. Burnley winning. Yeah, it does. Trust me, you have to watch that JRS video. Absolutely brilliant insight. I will watch it. I've just not stopped, really, Beast Boy, to be fair. It's in group, isn't it? GT says, Ruby's at Gleeless End is the best curry house in Yorkshire. Chutney's is good, but second best. GT pushing back on Dave the Nose's suggestion there. Fair dues. Kashmiri aroma, if anybody's in Wakey. I know there's a few dotted about, but there's 2 in Wakey now, and 1's in Aubrey, which is where Mrs. Ramble is now. Unbelievable. Unfortunately, Rian didn't get a feature. Good. Gary O'Neill would be a good appointment, says Harry. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, he would. Be careful giving your card to your missus. I gave mine to my beloved to do Christmas shopping, and after paying for shopping, left it in the shop and had no card for 2. Oh, mate. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, she cuts out all that rubbish. She just makes me transfer it to her account. We're on 78 minutes here. 14, 15, 16. Everyone get your curry orders in, says North. Bristol City 2. Borough 1 full time. Carrick loses again. If Wendy's or Burnley don't give away a pen, I'll get a curry. Because that'll be your bet, won't it, Beast Boy? Oh. Looked like it could have been then. Free kick for diving. Trying to win a pen. For Wednesday, lad. That's it for Carrick, I reckon, says Kyle. Where did it leave Borough now? Let's have a look. Can somebody, if you're in the group, can somebody let me know about Mr. V? I'm sure he's okay, but Middlesbrough 11th. They must have had played a game less then, because they're now on 33 on 44 points, which keeps them in the same spot they were, obviously. Bristol City move into the playoffs. Played a game more than West Brom, but now on a point more than them. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Sorry, pal. John Joe Shelby on. Gru, or whatever he's called, Infant Minions. Sami Ento and Shelby on for Josh Laurent and Marcus Edwards. Marcus Edwards looks a player, by the way. Is anybody feeling sorry for Wendy's? No, not me either. Borough owners saying they're backing all the way, and that was a few days ago. Yeah, and it's the dreaded vote of confidence, though, Scott, isn't it? That you tend to find that they've got, if they lose 2 or 3 games, then after that, they're done. When Borough were winning, they were up to 7th. It's so tight for those last 2 playoff spots. Agreed. Voldemort. Yes, that's the word we were saying it was, wasn't it? Here comes Voldemort. Scott Twine, a beauty of a free kick. Some player him. Yeah, he's not bad, Kyle. Not bad, to be fair, mate. I don't mind him. Bristol City, on the quiet, aren't they? On the quiet, doing the business. Still got to play them, haven't we? 4 booked and counting, says Action Location. Jimmy, have you heard any updates on Rian's contract? I haven't got any news in a bit. Nothing agreed as yet, pal. Nothing agreed. Jimmy says if Wendy score, he'll buy everyone a curry, says North. I don't know who Jimmy is. Who this Jimmy that you're talking about? It's clearly not this Jimmy. Because I've just sent all my money to Mrs. Ramble. Borough can't complain. Sell the best player mid-season. Absolutely right. That's a fair point as well. Lath cashing in. Silly. They'd have got that money for him at end of season, wouldn't they? So it's a bit silly, that, for me. My local is Bristol Rovers. So this has not been an ideal day, says Harry. Okay, mate. I used to work for Bristol Rovers. When I was scouting, I worked for Bristol Rovers. John Ward. Enjoyed my time there. Bristol City up to 6th place, says Michael. Yeah, Luke says the same. Dick Turpin wore a mask. 18 mil for latte laugh is insane. I don't know how they've got that money for it, but I still think it'd have held value. Strikers do hold a high price. Unless, Jadon Anthony almost curls one in from left-hand side to right. Unbelievable. The table doesn't mean anything, says Sam. I disagree with you there, pal. I disagree with you. I think it does. Brewster, a few good games in 4 seasons. Yeah, give him a new deal. My dad said same, did he, on Ramble on the Road? Yeah, I think we should be talking about Brewster for a new contract. He's had a few good games in the last 5 years. Voldemort's had his head polished, I see. Did I just see right that the Grunts are 3-0 down, even in Jimmy Ladd? You certainly did, Bright, and that is the best way to look at it. Not the fact that Burnley are winning, the fact that Wendy's are losing. Jack says, I think you should do a spin-off to Battle Lines with Connor called Hairlines, where you both compete over many years to demonstrate who has the stronger genealogy. Might be a bit niche. It could be a bit niche. And I don't think I'm going to win that one, to be honest. Although, hairline isn't great, but thickness of hair is reasonable. This is the ref's fault, says Sam, that Burnley are winning. I'm not bothered. Okay. Mr. V, update for everybody. He's okay. He's okay is the news, to be honest, that we all want to hear. That really shook the building. Never felt one that strong before, but besides scaring the poo out of me and knocking some pictures down, everything appears to be okay. But I'm going to make some calls and walk around the building and neighbourhood. Thanks for your concern. Okay. Thank you, Mr. V. I'm not sure whether I don't think you're in the room with us at the moment, are you? But, glad you're all right. Glad you're all right. Density is key. Good point. Absolutely right, it is. Absolutely right. You'll see from Andy the Blade, if you're familiar with the Blades Ramble, that I haven't picked up my hairline from him, thankfully. His density is poor, to be honest. He now has a John Joe Shelby type do. Glad you're okay, Mr. V, says Sarah. Good to hear that, says Luke. Love this community. Love it. Love everybody in it. Okay, what's coming on now? Oh, is that Manuel Benson? Oh. This is strength in depth, isn't it? This is what it's about. Jadon Anthony coming off, he's had a good game, I have to say. It's poor opposition, though, isn't it? It's poor opposition for Burnley. Best wishes to Mr. V, says Ray. Yeah, it's Manuel Benson. What has happened to him? He's dropped off a cliff, hasn't he? He looked a real danger man for a long time for Burnley under company. Doesn't seem to have really got a sniff under Parker. 84 minutes and 37, 38, 39. Gone from curries to hairdressers now. Sorry, ladies and gents, I can't join in on that one. I have no hair. Fair dues. Fair dues. Don't mind that. It's just playing it out now, isn't it? Stop picking on the follically challenged. Apologies. I think with ATB it's called maturity, Jim, as I'm follically challenged as well. I'm not judging. Maturity, I like that one. You get your hair from your mum's side, not your dad's, just for your information. Is that like factual, or is that just for me specific? Could Burnley put a run together now? Maybe. I mean, what do you call a run? Is the next fixtures? That's interesting. Cardiff away, Luton at home, West Brom at home, Swansea away, Bristol City at home, Coventry away. So they start to get trickier, to be honest. Bristol City at home and Coventry away. They'll both be pushing for playoffs still, you would have thought, around that time. That'll be tricky. There were another one as well there that I missed. Let's just find it back, because they're not what's going to happen here, is it? Let's be right. West Brom at home on 11th of March, Andy the Blade's birthday. Interesting. So not easy. Anyone seen that video of Shelby showing his highlights reel to a girl? No, I haven't. This is very random, says Beast Boy, but I feel for Shax. Hasn't really got a look in the team and probably never will. Was really excited to join us and get an opportunity, but oh well. Look, I think with Jamie Shackleton, and I don't want to write the kid off unnecessarily. He wasn't signed to be a first teamer, was he? He was signed as a utility player, I think. He's one of those that can sometimes outplay his ability and will hold his own. A little bit like Ben Osborne, not the same type of player per se, but a little bit like that. I'm not sure he was neat. He was brought in as one of the first, wasn't he? One of the first of the rebuild. So as a bit of a jack of all trades, he suited us before we had positions filled. I don't think he'll be a big player for us. I don't think Beast Boy. I might be wrong. And he's had trouble with injury, Ante, as well. That's what's keeping him out at the minute, injury. That's facts, says Jack. Thank you for that. I'm here for Jack's Facts. Yeah, that's the new name then, Jack, says Hummers. That's the new name, Jack's Facts. Good to know you well, Mr. Chris, Mr. V. And Hummers was joking. Bryce says, still a lot more twists and turns to come, lads. I agree. Your loss, Hummers, says Jack. No 77 says, heard about Everton's new ground. It's leaking already. Old Trafford's like Old Trafford's were. Nice, nice. Nige says, Shaq's for me at the minute. He's not for me. Should have just kept Osborne for that role. Yeah. Fair. When is the international break, says Matthew? Is it after the Wendy's game? In about a month's time? I think it's after the Wendy's game. I might be wrong. This will be 12 clean sheets in a row for Burnley. Any other topics to keep me entertained? Yes, it's Sarah's dad's and granddad's birthday on the 25th. Really hope we win on Monday for them. Can't see birthday tea going down well. Come on. Mr. Buckley? Mr. Buckley Sr.? Is it that side of the family, Sarah? Beast Boy says, if we go up, Jimmy, do you think we break the highest transfer fee for a player? Oh, good question. No. Oh, we might do, actually. New owners, we might do. We might do. So what is it? It's Brewster currently, isn't it? It'll be undisclosed, whatever it is. But 23 million? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't think we will. If you ask me what my honest opinion is I would say no. But I wouldn't be absolutely blown away if we did, which will be great news for the club. Trafford collects. Wendy's got Sunderland next for Wendy's, but they are out of it now. Why doesn't Wilder fancy Brooks? Quality player and was very good in certain games. He's been very inconsistent, hasn't he? I don't know. Sometimes managers... I think it was very telling, Harry, when he said in his presser, people don't see what goes on in training. And he alluded to the fact that Andre Brooks hadn't been impressing him in training, which, without saying it, I thought spoke volumes. With Shax, he's a good lad, but would never stay fit enough, unfortunately. I agree, JR. And being a good lad, don't cut it, does it, at top end at Championship? So I won't be surprised to see him not involved much at all. Brewster's had some career. Champions League winner, 2 relegations from Prem and 2 promotions, including this one. Says Dublin Blake. Wow. Let's not be counting any chickens. Martin says, I'm not bald, Jim. My hair grows in and comes out of my nose and ears. Glyn says, Benton was out for 6 months with a ligament injury. Well, that explains it then. Thank you, Glyn. This is why I'm glad we've got opposition fans on to fill us in on the gaps. Here come Burnley again. Oh, my goodness me. Should have scored there, Foster. Went one-on-one with Beadle. Beadle made himself big. He took a little stab at the ball and it just trickled past the far post. Tim Cook says, I've not seen many bald women. That replied to getting your hair from your mum's side. Well said, Tim. Well said, Tim. A silent rambler, but comes in for the main ones. How does everyone make their cup of tea? Only one correct answer. It's got to be tea bag first, then water, then tea bag after being mashed a little bit out, then a spoonful of sugar, and then a bit of milk, a little splash of milk. Dads and granddads, unbelievable. I really can't see us spending 23+ million, says Beast Boy. You don't know that here. We spent 10+3 in Champ. If we do, the new player will get a lot of stick. True. Brooks has still got time to be a key player for us when Raksaki leaves. I can Beast Boy. Forest broke the bank and look where they are now. Need to spend big money if we go up. I grow some more hair on my back than my head does my nutting. Sinead O'Connor's bald. Yeah, that's true. Brentford 4-0 up at the King Power at Leicester City. Marcus Edwards has won man of the match. About right. Spot on, Jimmy, apart from no sugar for me. Thank you, Joe. You've got to get the tea bag out before you then start putting all the rest in. Otherwise, it just messes up the consistency. Would you go for Isidore when we go up, Jim? 10 million, maybe. He's been linked to Leeds. I watched Ben HD today. If you don't watch Ben HD, go and support his channel. He's really good. He does transfer rumours. And obviously, it's quite quiet at the minute because the window's closed. There's 5 minutes injury time, by the way. Ben HD did a transfer rumour record today, rumour video today. About 3 stories were Leeds United. One of them, they're linked with Isidore. Another one, they're linked with Hoyland from Man United, 40 million quid. They're not even up yet. There was somebody else as well. I can't remember who were another decent sized name. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Teabag, sugar, water, then teabag out. Add the milk. You see, but then, Matthew, some of the sugar could stick to the teabag. That's the problem. Same here, but no sugar, says Ray. Nigel, 23 plus mil on one player. We are Sheffield United. It will be a massive statement, though. What about coffee, Jimmy? Coffee, milk, then hot water, or otherwise it burns the coffee. I've started doing that, Nige. I've started doing that because for ages I made it the same. I made tea. I put the coffee in, 1 sugar. Then I'd pour the hot water in and stir it. So I thought I was getting the best sort of dissolvable solution. Milk in. But really, as I've been told, milk should go in before the hot water because it dissolves the coffee. Ben HD is amazing, says Beast Boy. He's very good. And if he wants to come on for a Preston preview, he's more than welcome. If anybody wants to hammer him to try and get on the Ramble, then be my guest. Get the Ramble army on him. Ben HD is a top lad. His transfer stuff is top. I really enjoy his transfer stuff. Really enjoy it. Yes, Jack. Dads and granddads, expensive day. My mum got me addicted to peppermint tea. Proper nice, says Harry. What has this stream become? 93 minutes and 26, don't worry. 90 seconds left of this. Leicester have a very bad fan base. I hate it when teams throw their hands when their team concedes. Nobody's happy when the team concedes, though, Sam. They're getting hammered, aren't they, at home? I understand it. Coffee, Jimmy, late art is my speciality. Got a proper machine. Oh, one of them fancy Dans, are you? I get it. Matthew, that's criminal. At least it's not milk first. Jim, we'll send you some cash, Sarah, as long as you're buying a curry. I'm unemployed. Don't talk sugar, Jim, as I'm sweet enough. Absolutely right. Twinnings peppermint is boss, says North. I think that means good. Phil, 1983, says, how are you going to feel, Jimmy, when Leeds beat you Monday? Then you go to Turf Moor, get turned over, and you end up finishing 3rd. Phil, if that happens, I'll be very sad. That's how I feel. Very sad. Coffee, no sugar, don't boil the water. What do you put in? Cold water? Do you mean like knock it off before it boils? I'll hammer him. Jimmy always watches videos. Nice one, Nige. Make sure he comes on the Ramble. We're aiming at getting more content creators on. None of them happen. Ask your mate, Connor. Curry, coffee, bald heads. That's right. If anybody asks what we've been talking about on Ramble tonight, that's it. 10 seconds left. Do you think Wendy's can pull it back? Has Burnley come on the attack? Philistines, pot tea, leaves, boiling water, leave to mash up, cup with milk, then tea. 4-0. I'm talking about a cup of tea and it's 4-0. Benson scores and takes his shirt off, which means he's going to get booked. That's a silver lining for you, isn't it? Stir it till the sugar comes and the tea bag also like it without milk. I'm a fancy Dan, says Action Location. Let's have a look at this goal then, which we missed because we were talking about tea bags. And of course, it's Josh Brownhill involved again as a shot. Oh no, it's Benson. Cuts in on his... Oh my goodness. What a finish that is. What a finish. This ref's going to be jokes for us Monday night if he's officiating. Don't forget, Jim, with Coventry, it's Sophie we want for her insight on all things football. Can't see us talking about tea and coffee on Monday night. I can't. Just water for me, says GT. Very sensible. If ATB is watching this comment along, he'll have his head in his hands. I think he's out and about, to be honest. Oh, no, he's at home. He's at home. He might be watching. Joe, this is what happens when dodgy Motson ain't here. Who's punching? How do you make your tea? How thick is your hair? Can't beat it. Up the Blaze, up the Ramble. Listen, you come here for all quality content, don't you? It's proper insight on football, this. Sunderland will probably respond and win tomorrow, says Sam. We're talking about coffee and tea, Phil. Stuff leads. What a beaut, says Sarah. It was a beaut. Scotty Parker loves that in his beautiful green jacket. Stop laughing. Nescafe Gold Blend vanilla flavour, awesome. I'm not sure about the vanilla flavour, but Nescafe Gold Blend is what Andy the Blade brought me up on. Always Burnley that get you talking about random stuff like this. How to make a cup of tea, really? Says Dave the Nose. Who you got in the Beterbiev Bivol fight? Beterbiev, probably just. Some goal, that says Toddy. Curry, here I come, says Beast Boy. Why take your shirt off at 4-0? No idea. It's full time. Dodgy Motson's had to take his wife to a 191 Burnley. I bet she's happy, bunny. Benson shouldn't be taking his shirt off, says Sam. I agree. Thanks for no pens, Wendy. Pyramid bags, game changer or just marketing? I think it's just marketing, pal. 4-0. 4-0, says AJR. Watch the gap on Monday, 5 points. 5 points between us and Burnley. Philip, see you there, pal. See you there. Well, if Wendy were under any illusion, they aren't now. Benson is back, says Glyn. That were a great goal. What a way to re-announce yourself. Yeah, good player. Good player. That's a screamer, says Jamie Dumpling. Quality on his weaker foot as well. What meats do you have on your Sunday dinner? Sorry, Matthew. You'll have to join us next time for this fascinating chat. We're back for Sunderland Burnley tomorrow at 12:15. So join us there on that cliffhanger of what meats do you have on your Sunday dinner for Sunderland Hull. Chris says, not sure about coffee. We have a posh coffee machine. It makes a loud noise and hot coffee comes out. I've got Bivol meat. Maybe, yeah, I can see that as well. It's going to be a close fight, isn't it? Got to be Yorkshire tea, says Brighton. Any curry spots that's on Uber Eats, anyone? Proper chat, tea, coffee, hair loss and curry. What more can you ask for? Jack says it's a cliffhanger. We don't know what meats everybody has on their Sunday dinner. And I'm going to leave it like that because I want to leave everybody waiting and wanting more from the Ramble. So we'll see you for more coffee, tea, hair, punching, boxing, meat on your Sunday dinner chat tomorrow at 12:15 for Sunderland versus Hull. Up the Tigers. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blades!